So, welcome to another episode of the Swamp Inside Florida Athletics. I'm your co-host Anthony Beck, along with my other co-hosts.
Jerry Brown.
Marcus Davis.
Yeah, and I'm Jonathan Lewis.
And we got Jonathan joining us.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Glad you're on tonight. Matter of fact, this show is gonna be a season recap, but you know what, of Florida, but also we're gonna recap the regular season of college football as well. Because we had a lot of news break, and but before that, how's everybody's day been? In week really?
Oh man, it's been quite hectic today, but all is well.
Bro, I'm about to order a Red Bull from Uber Convenience. That's what type of day it's been, dog. It's about desperation reeking. That's it, dog.
That is next level desperation right there.
Bro, I'm at that point. Don't judge me like that.
Judgment free zone.
Me personally, I'm to the point where at my job, I don't even want to go to work anymore. I'm just flat out done. But while everybody's on here, I will say I have good. I have recently been offered another job that's much better than what I have now. So, yeah.
Blessings.
Gonna be up out of there.
Exactly. Congratulations.
For real, man.
Appreciate y'all. I even got the matter of fact, I'm gonna show everybody this. I even got the decommitment letter ready.
Decommitment letter, dog. I want to see the stamp.
Decommitment letter ready.
No interviews. Please respect his decision.
It is signed.
No interviews.
The decommitment letter is ready to rock and roll. Signed, sealed, delivered.
That's what I'm talking
Even
about.
guys, John Hancock on it.
Legit signed.
That's official.
That is. I haven't put it out yet, but
when you tweet it out, you gotta put Philippians on top. You know, you gotta put the verse.
Yes.
4:13 is going on there.
Yes, sir.
Philippians 4:13 is definitely going on there. So yeah.
Jesus.
Look, things had to happen.
Matter of fact, when you officially get that job, man, go ahead and call up Hayes Fawcett, get the edit ready, and let's rock.
See, I was gonna do that, but I was only gonna do that if my recruitment was quote unquote shut down. My recruitment has not been shut down just yet.
Oh, it hasn't been shut down. Yeah, I had to send Uber my 2-week notice.
This man AB done turned into Harold Perkins over here.
Oh my god!
You say,
but see, here's the reason why though. My recruitment is not shut down. I'm trying to get into writing, so.
Oh yeah.
If it happens, and I get on. Yeah, that's when I'm gonna call up Hayes Fawcett.
You're gonna Cyrus Quanjo that one job you got offered. I already know it.
No, it won't. It probably won't be that soon. It won't be that soon. Oh my God! Look at what's going on, Jay Money.
Jay Money, what's up, bro?
Come on
what's
now.
Up, man? We live. We're trying to get people in here tonight, man. We got a big show. We got a lot of topics. Uncomfortable topic.
Oh, I love those.
This one here went full on. Remember the dude on Everybody Hates Chris? I always said, "Let me hold the dollar."
God almighty, bro.
Look, you can't hold a dollar now. Okay, maybe $1. But yeah, we got a big show, as Jerry said. Y'all want to go ahead and start off with the major news of the day?
Yeah, bro. Let's get out of the way.
So this is going to be an uncomfortable topic, but it's one that this is out there. It has to be discussed. And Jonathan, I'm pretty sure you saw this earlier today as well. So Florida backup quarterback Jalen Kitna,
oh yeah,
was arrested and booked in the Alachua County Jail on 5 counts of child pornography.
Dog.
So, immediate thoughts when y'all first saw that news drop, because I got a hint of some bad news coming earlier.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
and all of a sudden, heard what it was. I was like, oh no, see, there's no war. There's no. I'm gonna just let this come out. There's no. First of all, the person I found that said just stay off Twitter. I was like, all right. This is not good. And then once I found out what it was, yeah, now I see why. But what were you guys' initial thoughts when y'all first saw that story drop? And yes, it's a crazy world we live in.
Sure.
True, man. Y'all can start, bro.
I'll give you my opinion on this. My first initial reaction was I don't like commenting on these things when I don't know if the person's guilty or not, because it's one thing to be okay, you got a DUI. It's one thing, you know what I mean? You get caught with some marijuana, whatever.
Yeah, you know somebody did that.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, that's one thing. It's easy to talk about that. It's not easy to talk about, pedophilia. It's not easy to talk about child pornography.
Yeah.
That stuff is like one of those where it's a very touchy subject people don't like to talk about. But I will say this. What is going on with Florida quarterbacks getting scholarships pulled because they throwing out racial slurs?
Just
now you got a guy on here supposedly having child pornography. I'm not going to say he did it, but the way it looks is he did it because they said it was an investigation done on him prior to the arrest. And dude, like, in the fact that wasn't it John is Kitna's son, right? So like backup quarterback, it's like, dude, that I'm not going to say nothing about Napier. That's not on this staff.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That needs to be separated from the program and the university itself, because that has nothing to do with that.
And on top of that, Napier didn't even initially recruit him. So
yeah. So if anything, as an Alabama fan, I'll tell you this much: that has absolutely. I hate to say this, it's not a laughing matter. Number one, because I don't know who the child is. God forbid. I've seen this in the military where a commander in New Mexico, where I was stationed at the base commander, had child pornography on his computer of his own son and was selling it. So, yes. So you never know people and what they're doing. Yeah, that's what, you want to bring a shock factor. I can bring a shock. Look it up. It's on Google, bro. Look up Holloman Air Force Base commander, child pornography. The whole story is right there in front of it. It's all over Google. It happened about 2-3 years ago, right when me and my wife actually left out there. He came out here to San Antonio. My wife got stationed at Lackland Air Force Base. So first thing is, it's not a laughing matter. Second, in my opinion, second thing is that, like, God help this kid's soul.
Right.
Because he's going to go through the ringer, which he deservedly deserves it. Right. So if this is the case, I'll just leave it at that, man. Because it's, like you said, that's an uncomfortable thing to talk about.
It is.
Yeah, I pretty much have the same sentiments, bro. Yeah, go ahead, Marcus.
Because like the initial stuff without I was hearing, it was like, okay, he's also allegedly dating an underage girl, like 17 years old or something like that. So people were like, okay, he's sending around pictures of his girl, which is objectively still horrific. Because like, what are you doing this? And then it comes out that he was dropping photos on Discord and got reported there. And according to reports, it went straight to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Yep. Went
straight to his apartment. The IP got him out of there immediately. They go to his apartment. He says, "Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, I didn't really think it was that bad until everyone said something about it." Which is like,
that's him admitting to doing it.
What the fuck are you thinking?
You heard what he said, right? He said, "I thought it was okay because it was on the internet." That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I was like, why are you even looking that up, first and foremost?
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no, that was my question too, bro. Like, how are you looking that up?
Yeah, and at this point, you're not we can't even say what are you thinking, because at that point you're not thinking.
You're not thinking.
You're not thinking.
Yeah. Honestly, the more serious part is he probably was thinking. He just didn't think it was gonna be all that bad. And then they get his laptop and whatnot, and he finds 3 more pictures. 3 more charges of this stuff.
Like, why are you, as like a grown or relatively grown man at this point, right? What are you doing with pictures of a young person in your phone, laptop, and why are you going to Discord? Like, what are you doing on Discord? Putting it in the group chat? Like, what are you doing?
What do you gain from that?
They need to. In all honesty, the dude needs to be looked at by psychologists, because I don't believe mentally something's missing, because he has money. His family has money. He can get anything he wants. So why resort to that? You know what I mean? Like something's not clicking
Something
up
there.
here, in my opinion. So
I agree. And
Like
for
somebody
me,
said, bro, like you're in Gainesville, you're literally about to be like the starting quarterback, possibly the next season, possibly.
yeah.
Of course, you're 6'4", bro. Women are gonna fly. They're gonna flock to you. Like, what are you doing? But
It just doesn't make sense.
It
it doesn't
doesn't.
it doesn't add up.
it
And if he
doesn't.
gets convicted, bro, throw his ass under the jail, throw away the key, dig his nasty ass up, and throw him under that shit again.
And for me, first of all, if he's proven to be guilty, forget about just his football career because that's damn sure.
Huh.
You're gonna have a hard time finding a job at Dairy Queen.
Period.
He's gonna have a hard time getting a job because if he's convicted, or if he pleads guilty,
You a
If he
sex
pleads-
offender now.
on
So-
jail, he's gonna be on probation, and then you have to register as a sex offender.
You're a sex offender. You're done,
Yep.
dog.
So you're done. You're gonna have a hard time getting a job because of this.
A license, getting your
A
license back.
Exactly.
You gotta go around knocking on doors. Hi. I looked at little kids.
Yep.
You know, serious, like Jesus, man.
Yeah, that's gonna go over really well in neighborhoods.
Yeah, where his
It's gonna
dad
go
lives.
perfectly in the neighborhood. It's like you your entire life before the age of 20. Like, what were you thinking?
And that's his family's reputation too, bro.
Dog.
That's his family's reputation. His dad's a current high school coach right now. You know what he's gonna go through because of this? If it hasn't already started.
He probably, I'll be honest with you, he may not be a coach much longer. It's not because of the charge. I believe it's just because his dad probably won't be able to withstand
Bring that
what's going to
attention
come at him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, when this first dropped, I'm thinking, first of all, like, it's not something you would have ever thought of because when you hear about this kid, it's like he's a great kid, comes from a great family.
Yep.
Never even been in trouble. And it's like now that it just goes to show like you never know what's really going on with people. You never really truly know people until you really get to know them. And
Sure.
came out, I was disturbed. I was disgusted.
I was shocked.
I was shocked.
I was disgusted.
Like like at this point, like if he's guilty, like I said, forget about football. He needs to be kicked out of school. And I hate
Yeah.
to say that because I'm about education, but no, you need to be kicked out of school. If this turns out to be true.
This shit is true because I have a 13-year-old sister, and it's just shit like this happened to her, bro. I don't know what the hell I would do. And the word
Right.
that brought up to me was just embarrassment. Like you embarrassed the university, you embarrassed society, embarrass your family, embarrass your damn self.
And
For
see,
what?
I got 2 nieces and a nephew. My nephew's 12. My nieces are 9 and 5.
Ugh.
Let this happen to them 3. I'm not their parents, but let this happen to them 3 and see what I do.
So, I got a 10-year-old daughter. There's a reason why I got a Glock 19 by my bedside. Be everywhere I go. Hey, I'll do a little prison time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be right in the courtroom. Yeah, I did it.
I grow out my neck beard, bro.
I did it though. I did it. You were shot. I did it. Like, because in all seriousness, at this point, like, how do you? This kid's never gonna recover from this. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
No,
Even
you can't bounce back.
some way you're not guilty. In my opinion, I think he did it. But if somehow, some way you're not guilty, you still will never recover from this. This is going to tarnish you for the rest of your life. This is going to be with you for the rest of your life.
It's like the article that I read on about it. It was it's not like they thought he did it and it arrested him. It was the FBI has been doing an investigation on him for 10 months leading up to this arrest and found yes.
Yo,
So
I
this is
didn't
not
realize-
it just happened. So they know what he's been doing.
Yeah,
What?
he may not have been the only one because then they say it was like a ring.
Yes.
So yeah, he's not even the only one.
That's what I'm saying. So I hate to say this, but he's clearly guilty of what's going on here. It's just who else is going to get caught up in this because he may not be the only one. Now he's probably the extent of the football team. You know what I mean?
Football team.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're going to be name dropping other people here soon. So
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, if you brazen up to share shit to strangers on Discord, who said you wouldn't share it to other people on campus or outside campus? Like, we don't know.
Exactly.
That's just the kid in them sharing part. You know what I mean? Like the doing of the underage stuff is mentally unstable. The sharing, oh, look at me, look what I have. That's just him, in my opinion, being a kid. You know what I mean? Trying to show off something. And it's like everybody's looking around him, honestly, probably going, bro, what the hell are you doing? Like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
so
it's displaying sexual assault. Like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, and on top of that, like you're not the starting quarterback, but you're a quarterback at the University of Florida, one of the most historic places on scholarship, one of the most historic universities, and you do this. You because you're
at the with nothing in the US.
You're a backup. Like this is on TMZ, and it's the second time in 3 weeks we've had something happen where we've been on TMZ. I'm so sick of being on TMZ.
Philip Lewis. When Philip Lewis posted, bro, you might as well just.
It's a wrap,
just
dog.
Throw it away.
It's a wrap.
Philip Lewis posted crap. You done.
It's like whatever he said you did that shit.
You did. You guilty if he posted. That's all I'm gonna say. But like we go from the Marcus Stokes dropping the N-word. He knew what he was doing. And now this.
I still can't get over it. I can't believe people are. I'll be honest with you. It pisses me off. People are defending that.
Bro, you know what? Since you're on here, I would like to get your take on that as well.
Yeah. I look at it from two perspectives. So the first one, I had people coming at me because they thought I was defending him by saying, I think it's unfair they pulled a scholarship so quick because the balance of how things have the punishment of the NCAA is showing unbalanced on how they do things, right? So, and this is where I got attacked before people would let me finish because I'm like, look, somebody's smoking marijuana, but they get a 1-game suspension or a no-game suspension. I've seen it this past year. Somebody used the N-word, which we all know, racial slur. You're stupid for doing it, but automatically gets their scholarship pulled. But before people could let me obviously finish, they started jumping on me like, you're defending it. No, I'm not defending it. What I'm saying is this was the perfect example, in my opinion, for the NCAA to scoop in and kind of like throw their weight in for the punishment to balance out how these things are being dealt with. They didn't do it. They let Florida deal with it, which I get why Florida wants to deal with it because it improves their image. Because I know they said Billy Napier had a heavy weight on, him being removed as quick as possible, which makes sense. But there is no way to defend that because I had so many people commenting, well, he was just singing a song or whatever. And I'm like, that doesn't give you the right to say, if you know what I mean. If I hear a song that says I'm going to go around killing white people, that doesn't mean I'm going to start singing. I'm going to go around killing white people. Who the hell does that? At some point, you got to have this thing called self-accountability, and you know what I mean. Self-accountability it's a mofo, bro. Like some people don't like it.
Yeah.
But sometimes the weight of your decisions are going to have consequences. So yes, the punishment does fit the crime. He should have had the scholarship removed. I actually do agree with that because it wasn't just the fact that he said it. It was the fact that he said it. He recorded himself saying it and then sent it out to people. So there's a multitude of steps that go. That was incorrect. Dude, even if you do record yourself, be in your car, record yourself, upload to your cloud. Whatever you want to do, bro. Doesn't mean you go around, and I'm not saying it's right to do it.
Screenshots and screen recording are forever.
Because
look, did you see the movie? Did you see that movie Sex Tape? I don't know if you want
I
don't know if you want to upload it to the cloud.
But I'm saying your cloud, like, you know what I mean? I'm not defending it, saying it's right, but all I'm saying is keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
But the fact that you let it get out and then you just send it to people, come on, dude. Now, at some point, and let's not forget something. And then you look the way you look. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. No,
like, see, it was always there for me. Like, I know he probably said it, but like, I didn't want to be that person.
Well, that's why I love That's why I love speaking. I do the uncomfortable conversations to get people real nervous sometimes. And I try not to do it on you guys' shows because I don't know how you feel about it. But, But you know what I mean? Like the whole Dion's another one. I tell people, or even like, we may get to in a minute talking about Mickey Joseph. You know what I mean? What happened to him today? Like, race is a big part of sports. It's a big part of college football, NFL, NBA that people do not like talking about. They get real uncomfortable, especially the Caucasian gender / ethnicity / everything, right? So they obviously that was a stupid statement, but it is the facts because they're afraid of the backlash that's going to come back on them by saying, Kevin Sumlin got fired because he was black and he wasn't white. That's why Jimbo's there with a big contract. People don't like saying that stuff.
Or how about this? Jimbo has a worse record than Kevin Sumlin right now. So somebody isn't fired.
Like, I can even go back to Sylvester Croom at Mississippi State. Where was his opportunities? That man did great things at Mississippi State. At Mississippi State, people want to talk about Dan Mullen, what he did at Mississippi State. I'm like, bro, he was already done. What are you talking about? No. Sylvester Croom did it. He had those records. He went to those bowl games, but the flowers are never given. So, Larry, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? What's up? What's going on?
Sorry I missed yours, man.
No, it's good. It's all good, man. It's all good. Woo. Mark, what's up, man?
What's going on with you, Larry?
What's going on with you, Larry?
Y'all good, man?
Yeah, man. I'm on here talking about racial slurs, bro.
Yeah. We were getting Jonathan's thoughts on the Marcus Stokes situation since he wasn't home when that happened. But it kind of led into us talking about, what happened with Jalen Kitten earlier today. So, what was your initial thoughts when you first saw that story from Brand?
Well, AB, I ain't mean to call you today, and but
wait
so I was trying to text you because I was in traffic. You know how Atlanta traffic be, and and so when I seen it, one of the guys saw them. Coach K, he sent me the Twitter space, so I logged in or whatever, and I heard. I'm like, what the heck? So I seen the dude from First and 10. He said he wasn't touching it or whatever. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, Miami probably done bought Rashada back. So I was like, man, well, I can't win for losing. So and once everything they started telling me was going on, I was like, man, I can't really, So my thoughts on it, and then I shout out to Sarah in the group chat. She posted the full story, whatever. So I'm a little bit more minded now. Now I got the details from the full story that basically he seemed like he got catfish. He shouldn't have been doing it, but he got from the story. It looked like he got catfish, like he didn't know.
Right.
Just from what I read. Look like he said he didn't know, and that happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. He should be in that Discord chatting or whatever. You shouldn't send out no images anyway. You should be doing that over the phone. Exactly. Get a girl number. I'm old school, bro. You know what I'm saying? All that, bro. Nah, man. You get the girl number. If you're gonna be on that tilt, get the girl number. And y'all do that type of being there, whatever. Before, you know what I'm saying? She gave you your number. She gave her your, you know what I'm saying? You got the number or whatever. So therefore, it ain't be no craziness. Because dude at my job, he went through that same situation too. He got catfish, or whatever. And so he went over to the girl house or whatever, and the girl was underage, and he got caught up in the house. And
God, bro.
Yeah, and the parent started almost killed him. He shot at him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but see, the girl lied about her age or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't know.
The dad don't know that, but the dad probably don't know that.
Yeah,
exactly. So he trying to fight that situation as we speak now, and
dude,
man, that's scary, bro. I was like, bro, that's why. Shout out to my moms, man. My mom, she just had them girl come to the house. Come to the house, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Come to the house. You ain't drag her over here. So You know what I mean? So
that door better be open, dog.
It
Oh,
went
man.
open, bro. It
Nope.
went open.
Doors.
Oh man.
Nope.
Yeah, so I mean it's an unfortunate situation, man. I feel for Kitna or whatever. And it ain't, I know see people trying to compare it to Stokes or whatever. I mean, that's apples and oranges, man.
Yeah.
Stokes shouldn't be saying that, it shouldn't be doing that. But but Kitna, man, it's an unfortunate situation. It happens. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been doing it. But the thing is, the intent, did he know though? I don't think he knew.
Bro, my thing is though, like, how you gonna save the pictures? Why you got the pictures?
Yeah, I ain't know, cause my thing too, Jerry, is that I wonder. Though I was always questioning how did they find this out, but until I read the article, they got cybers and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
I just will give you away every single time.
Yeah,
Tim,
apparently
welcome by the way, bro.
about the investigation.
What it do, man? Yeah, boy.
Playing.
This dude really got a Red Bull.
Oh, you think I was playing?
I thought
Do what you
Man.
gotta do. Step up, man. Do what you gotta do.
Y'all already know I'm over here. Y'all know what I'm doing.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
hey D man, I wish I could have
No.
ran into you in Tallahassee, man.
yeah, it was. Yeah, we're gonna get into that, but yeah, he told me he was gonna head out there. And yeah, I tried to run into you, but parking was crazy, first of all. And then the way we had to get into the stadium, we had to walk like all the way around just to get to the stadium. But man, yeah, Tim, since we got you on here, your initial thoughts on the Jalen Kitna story that ran today.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. He's in big trouble. He's in big trouble, and that's why you when you doing stuff like that, ain't no words for it, man. It's sick. Hopefully, whoever the kids is that was shared or whatever is going on, we don't know the full extent of the whole story, but hopefully they can find some peace because we already know with him. I know people feel bad for him and all that, but I feel more bad for
the kids,
the underage. Yeah, the underage people that's getting shared because ultimately. I don't know. We still, like I said, we don't know like the exact ages and all that stuff, and blah blah blah. We know some details, but hopefully they can find some closure in being their bodies and whatever he was sharing, and hopefully their names never get out in the public and all that stuff. So
let me ask y'all guys this. So Tim just saying that, is he watching porn or was he like? Because that's what I'm trying to. The story, what you saying, Tim, and what I read from the article is two different things. So,
from what I know, he's basically was sharing stuff on Discord, right? And that's what I heard, that he was sharing some things on Discord. He got banned from Discord. They asked him questions about what he was sharing, and he confirmed that he shared two pictures, from what I hear.
Yeah, right.
Now, the extent of it is we don't. Apparently, he was sharing underage, and the thing about when you go to underage is he's how old is Kitna? 19?
19.
19, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so you have to. We don't like. That's why I say I don't know what he was sharing, because underage for him could mean, I don't know the legal age of wherever he is in Florida, 17. Around there, that's what they would classify as underage as well. So, like I said, I think that he needs to figure out what he's doing, and then hopefully whoever. Hopefully. I
was gonna say this too, like as a culture, not me, but I know growing up, and we know, like we seen the old guys, 19, 20, 21. They were still knocking down girls in high school. You know what I'm saying? So, Zeus, stop. So I mean, I seen that growing up, 16. So I'm not. I live in a world, so I know a lot of people they ain't live in that world or whatever. So I know. Come on, man, y'all talking about calling this man disgusting, bro. We seen grown people 20, 25.
Your dog don't agree with you, bro.
Yeah,
he's
said,
calling you out, dog.
Hey,
Your dog talk carefully.
Bro, he gonna
The dog is
Hey,
not.
look there. Come
So
on, man.
what makes
I
it
think-
look, in my opinion, what makes it look so bad is the article that got pushed out from the actual FBI report saying that they've been following him. To me, was a big indicator of like they've been following him, so they knew he's already been reported for this, right? So they didn't just all of a sudden get a tip. The second thing is it wasn't just they didn't consider it just child pornography. It was child pornography plus sexual what was it? Hang on, I can actually pull it up.
Distribution.
It's oh my gosh.
Well, and
I can look it up.
I think that, like Jonathan said, they investigated it already because they like literally asked him questions about it, and he confirmed to them like, "Oh, I only shared two pictures." Well, it only takes one, so. But I think this is too going back to education of like of kids this day and age sharing every damn thing because that's what they're doing. I heard y'all talking about Marcus Stokes saying N-word and him sharing it out. The only way we know that he did say that is because he hit the send button. And so I think it come back to a world of these kids. They don't think that when you share something on internet, you have your IPS address. There's so many ways like people can literally find your address just by knowing, that number. If you ever played any type of gaming online, people can literally tell you where you live. Like it's a weird thing, and people can kick you off. Like for real, they can kick you off like the servers and stuff just by knowing your IP address. So it's something that these kids they gonna have to learn, man. And the only way you're gonna learn, I guess, is to make a mistake.
Birdman was told us years ago, "Don't press send." Now you see why.
They considered it. So they're charging him with 2 counts of sexual abuse material as well. So, but like the article says, this is a big indicator of what makes it so bad. That means, according to that charge, there was somebody else in the photos or videos. It wasn't just one person.
Yep.
So it's actually 2 underage possible counts per charge because of that. That's kind of where it starts stacking up.
Yeah, and it's 5 charges total.
Yeah. They said it could be more.
They took his computer and found more stuff.
Yeah.
And they're all felonies.
Yeah, all of them.
And 2, I think it makes it to where if you have it on even if you have the same picture on another device, I think that's another charge.
Yes.
So even if he has it's the same 2 pictures because he confirmed himself from one of the articles that he said he sent 2 pictures, but if he has it on his phone and then he has it on his computer, that same pictures, that's another.
And why are you talking, bro? Like if why is a lawyer letting you talk? And I hate to say that, but seriously, like
your dad got enough money for you to come on, bro.
Like, come on, dog. Like, what are you doing? You know your rights, bro. Like, why are you straight up saying?
That's why I think something's cuckoo.
Yeah. Hey, but
And I want to say that too, man. I don't know, man. These kids nowadays, bro, like
they different.
They different, bro.
They different.
I just look at where I live in Atlanta. I look at the world now, bro. If I'm Jalen Kitna, I'm at the University of Florida. I'm the backup quarterback, bro. I can have any chick that I want.
That's what you were saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like I know I was a kind of a wild boy, but still, you know what I mean? And kind of, but bro, like, I had fun. I enjoyed my time, bro. You know what I'm saying? But my thing, like, I just don't get it, bro. I really don't. I really don't.
I'll tell you this too, Larry. It's hard to put yourself like what these dudes are doing. Because think about like this Harvey Weinstein, right? I think about how much money he has, and like he could just literally go out and pretty much buy whatever he wanted, right? That money wise. women wise. He could go to probably any country. There's many countries he could go to and get whatever he wanted, but he's over here fondling women. Like it just don't add up. Like, bro, you have all money you can buy someone who wants to do crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
And he just decides he wants to go and try to control women and do all this weird stuff.
Jeffrey Epstein, dog.
Epstein, you can keep going down the line. It's something hard to like really grasp when you think about, like, bro, you got all this money and you just like like you're doing this,
bro. I'll tell them, hey, you ain't got to work. I ain't gonna be committed to you. I'm gonna have 2 women living in my house. You don't have to work.
This planned out, dog.
Like, bro,
let me tell you how you do
it. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I'll really be on some like King of Zamunda type stuff, man. Like,
well, and people. Bro. What's crazy is, Larry, we all know people that are just everyday guys who pay bills for women and have them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Think about if you are a millionaire, of what the level of, that whatever that is consisted of, what you could do with that money if that's what you're into. Like I'm saying, it's just weird that we know everyday guys who are doing this, who don't have a ton of money. But you're a millionaire, you have a ton of money, and you have to go grope and fondle women, which is absolutely crazy. Like
that's crazy.
You know that's what reminds me of, bro. Dude, when Pete Golding, our defense coordinator, got a DUI in off season, you a millionaire, dog. You can't go call an Uber. You get a DUI,
and they have a whole endorsement with Uber, so he gets a free one. And you still want to get DUI?
This man, how you gonna make millions of dollars? You can't call an Uber.
See, bro, and you have staffers and grad assistants. Yeah. Like, bro, you can't like. Hey, I need you one night. Hey, man, I'm gonna do a little drinking. I need one of you guys to pick me up tonight. Like, you don't think they'll do that?
Dude, that's what. But Lane Kiffin kept everybody in order by Joey Freshwater at Alabama. See, he had the plan put together, but when he left, it all fell apart.
What is Joey Freshwater? I keep hearing about that.
You guys don't know about. Tell me, you guys know about Joey.
I know about Joey Freshwater firsthand.
I don't know about that.
So what when Lane Kiffin was the offense coordinator at Alabama, he would attend all the frat parties, and at the frat parties you had to sign in. It's a requirement. His name at the frat parties was Joey Freshwater. That's how he signed in and kept everybody out of the loop.
It's an alias.
It's an alias, bro. He would go down to like Big Al's, the bar, and people weren't allowed to call him Lane Kiffin. They had to call him Joey Freshwater, even though you knew who he was. He was Joey.
Wow.
That man be smashing all night. Joey Freshwater, bro.
Let me tell you about Joseph Freshwater.
I know. I can imagine what he was doing down there in Boca with y'all.
Dog. Oh my gosh, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like,
don't bring your girl around because you don't need your girl no more. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess he was Joey Saltwater down there.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be at a tailgate. You can be a nice looking girl over there, get her number, get her all that. You see Snapchat the next morning. She would picture with Lane Kiffin. It's like, yeah, just delete out your phone, bro. It ain't worth it no more.
Nope, didn't do. You about to disappear, dog. Jeffrey Epstein type shit.
Yeah, but you can't be mad at it,
Oh no, absolutely. He was doing it the right way.
Right, he was doing it the right way.
I'm fighting. Like, hold on a minute, bro.
Like, they're not underage. It's illegal. I mean, I'm hating on the man.
Trying to tell you.
With that being said, man, I want to ask y'all pretty much. Of course, John, you can bring your take in as well because we talked about your expectations with Florida football and everything that went down. So we're all here, bro, and we can discuss this. How do we feel like the season went? I know personally for me, didn't think I'd see us lose to Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Tennessee, all in the same year, and Florida State in the same year. I didn't see that happening. But what did y'all feel about the season, bro?
I'll go last.
Okay. Avery, you want to go ahead, bro?
I mean, we all knew it was gonna be a rebuilding year. So I mean, you kind of saw flashes of what they can potentially be. But then you also saw moments where, all right, this is what they really are. And we knew that. We knew that. There were games where teams had way more talent than we did because a certain somebody decided not to care about recruiting. So it showed in those particular areas. Mm-hmm. But losing to Vanderbilt, nah. See, then I ain't expect that. But it was other than the Georgia game. We're 6-6. The Georgia game is really the only one where it's like, okay, they flat out beat us. You knew you weren't gonna win that game. The other 5 losses, we could have won. If you really truly sit there and think about it, we should have beat Tennessee. We should have beat Kentucky. We should have beat LSU. We definitely should have beat Vanderbilt. We should have beat Florida State. We should have won all of those games, but we didn't because, again, like I said, the mistakes that we made this year came back to bite us once again. We knew what we had on this roster, so we kind of saw everything. I'll be honest. The areas where we clearly need to get better at, I would say, definitely linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
We need more skill at the receiver position. D-line a little bit because, Gervon, he was double the whole time. Chris McCullum showed, he one of the ones. And just as a true freshman, he one of the ones. He going to be a good one. But it's just certain areas you just have to improve on. We're starting to see guys are hitting the portal today. We had, the 10th or 11th player hit the portal today, so it's a talent acquisition league, and you're gonna see us trying to acquire some talent. But this whole season, just up and down. It's pretty much what you expected, with the exception of losing to Vanderbilt.
Yep.
You can't say that they very much look like a team that, quite frankly, won 6 games. The majority of players were on the team that won 6 games. You're a first-year head coach, and you won. Say it with me now. 6 games.
Yep.
But
Right.
I will say that Utah game gave a lot of people a lot of false hope. Because we won that game, quite frankly, because Anthony Richardson was just the best athlete on the field. And they still came out the wire. Cool. Yeah, people going 8-4, 9-3. I was like, I want to believe, but let's see how it shakes out. And then the Kentucky game happens where we just looked all out of sorts on offense. And the defense, for the one game they actually played more than well enough for us to win, offense gave it away. It was Vandy. Everything from run defense to the offense was just straight up bad.
Yep.
The Tennessee game, okay, the defense was getting carved up by one of the best offenses in the country, but your offense showed up and played. Big whoop. It was on the road in Knoxville. Cool, whatever. Georgia game, we expected that not to go our way, but you competed for parts of it. You made it a faux game, a fake game.
So
yeah, you made it a nice little game. Cool, proud of the effort. And then you go out in Tallahassee, play your rival. A couple things go your way. You stop running the football at the beginning of the second half, and then you're playing catch-up mode offensively the rest of the game. And you can't tackle Jordan Travis on 2 very crucial plays. Okay, one of them probably should have been a touchback, but you still should have sacked him.
Probably.
Hey, man, you still should have sacked him at the end of the day. I don't really want to hear it personally.
Yeah, thanks.
And put it all together, you have a recipe for a 6-6 season. Get some better talent. You have no depth whatsoever at D tackle. You need a better linebacker play. Secondary needs to shake up. Wide receivers need more speed, which hopefully if this recruiting class sticks at that position, you'll get there.
In
a certain quarterback.
And a certain somebody just hit the portal from Alabama that would bring speed and space. Jonathan, go and make the call. Send
Well,
him
there's
down.
2 of them, Christian Leary and Trayshawn Holden.
Trey's my guy, man.
Yeah, I'll take both.
Christian Leary is legit. He's fast too.
Bro,
So-
I
he
will
is
take by
bad.
his speed my receiver. I don't care.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, get
I
more
hope we
talent.
get him down to Florida.
All right, Larry, let's hear it.
Ha.
I've been waiting on this.
Oh
Yep.
man.
You're waiting for this
Oh
one.
man.
This is gonna be good.
Oh, spread it
Oh,
out.
man.
ISO.
So, I predicted us to have 9 wins. That was my target, 9 wins. The 3 losses that I predicted was LSU, Georgia, and Texas A&M. So those are the 3 losses I had. Every other win, and the most disappointing win as the season is over with now. That Kentucky game bothered me so bad.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Looking back on how everything playing out at the end of the season. The Kentucky game and the Vandy game really bothered me so bad. I'm glad we won the A&M game. Like I said, regardless, I don't care how many players I'm gonna take the win. But the A&M game, the Kentucky game, Vandy game, so bad. I just don't like how. Like Billy, he was so stubborn, and I get it to implement the culture and the blueprint of what you the foundation of what you want your offense to be. I think we should have been more of a combination of both, of ground and pound, pistol, also spread offense, meaning with like how we should have used Anthony. The offense should have been 2017 Tebow. That's how the offense should have looked this year with us.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And so you had your two main backs or whatever, and I feel like Naquan could have been our Brandon James and how that offense ran or whatever. Put him in the slot, motion him in the backfield, jet sweeps, play action there off that you can hit deep shots and stuff like that. That's the identity and the culture of Florida football. Our offense should be. And no offense, like this 09 to 2014 Alabama, Jim McElwain, pistol, grind and pound, bore out.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying it's not going to work with us, though. It's not going to work. And I'm so mad because like AR besides Utah game, after that Utah game, he played like he was going to the NFL. You should have came out, cause bro, you playing like it. You know what I'm saying? You playing like you going to the NFL. You can't give me you hurt. Tebow played hurt. Like, come on,
he
bro.
Concussed.
Like, he played. Come on, he played concussed. You remember he had the real injury. The fucking, I'm sorry, the messed up shoulder against Georgia game in 2007. Like, bro, come on, you can't give me this. You can't give me this. You can't
Glass,
give me this.
Bro.
Huh?
Yeah, glass, bro.
Right, bro. You win it and see that thing. That's why my problem with the young generation. They want to contribute to the past or whatever on the past, but they don't want to understand it. The grind and the glory of that. You win the 15. You win that 15. That's a special number, bro. And you gotta act like it. And you ain't act like it. And for real, bro, I know he deserved to go to the NFL, but really, he kind of screwed us over this year by not being all in. AR, he played after the Utah game, he was not all in no more. And he said it like, man, the NFL draft got all that stuff got in my head. I'm like, what? Tim Tebow would not worry about no NFL. Cam Newton would not worry about no NFL. Lamar Jackson, all the elite quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Bryce Young, he's not worried about no NFL. And he know he going number one. So you can't sit there and give me this like this, you ready to go to the league, bro. You should have been like, all right, man, put out a note, Gator Nation. I'm going to give my all, but I'm going to the NFL after the Kentucky game. Just say I'm going to the NFL and then play like it. You want to do that, then you won't be thinking about it. All this trying to keep stuff on the wraps and stuff like that, you only hurt yourself. And you played like you hurt the whole team by not running the ball. Because it was so many open lane, even like the Georgia game, like how Billy would call in plays and stuff like that. If he get hurt, Billy, then so be it. I'd rather lose like that than you calling games than to not play to win the game. It just didn't make no sense. Like the whole season was just a whole mess on how the offensive side of the ball. The offense could have been like Tennessee this year. Their defense sucked, but their offense is so elite that they can score at any time. So, but our offense is more pro style, more predicated on playmaking. So. Like I said, man, it was just frustrating to see. Like this season was a wash, man. It was a combination on AR, the coaching staff, Billy, I feel like everybody was playing games.
Well, we can't forget the defense. Defense was quite bad.
Yeah, they were terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like they was terrible. And I feel like after the Georgia game, like they were most complete game on defense. And then in the third, South Carolina. Yeah,
I would say South Carolina is easy.
Yeah.
But South Carolina was easy. But how they? Yeah.
Well, but at the time though, South Carolina. At the time, they weren't playing like they were.
Of course.
Right.
They got possessed.
At the time when we played South Carolina, they were a bad team.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I don't know what that is, but we must have played. We must have beat talented in the next 2 games. I don't know.
I say this too. That I'm glad that we played them when we played them, because I don't know if we played them these last 2 games if we beat them. Honestly,
Rattler figured it out, dude.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I don't know what he was missing, but he figured it out really quick.
Yeah, they do some interesting stuff over there because they got Jaheim Bell playing like running back and shit like that. And they got
lost
some
their
interesting
offensive
stuff
coordinator
over there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see because because Spencer Rattler is pretty used to him and all that, so
that's why he went there.
Grad transfer. Yeah. I'll go ahead and go to what Larry is saying. I'm gonna tell you this. Defense to me, yes, huge problem. But I'm gonna tell you, defense all year was the problem, right?
Yep.
So it was consistent. You could go back from game 1 to last game. You could see the same issues, right? So to me, when I see something that's the same, I'm going to expect it the next week. So I was expecting the defense to be trash because they were pretty bad. And that's why you ended at like 102 in the nation out of 131 teams of defense. But for me, I think one of my things about the season, I knew. So I had 8-5. So I was 2 games off, right around that. I didn't have the Vanderbilt and Kentucky games as lost. That's why I went a route with my schedule. But for me, I think what Larry was saying, you hit it right on the head about running. So I'm going to tell y'all some things real quick. So this is in all the college football. So Florida finished 3rd in rushing per yard, 5.8 yards per carry. They finished 15th with 213 yards per game. They finished 44th. And this is where the stat kind of goes weird. So they finished 3rd and then 15th in yards per game and then total yards. They finished 44th in carries per game. So 439 total carries, 44th. That's super weird when you have that good of a stat. You basically are getting almost a first down every time you run the ball, basically. Not a first down, but half of a first down every time you run the ball, if you would have ran enough. And then Jaden Daniels, he finished with 174 total carries. Robbie Ashford, 153. KJ Jefferson, 144. Brady Cook, 125. Jackson Dart, 117. Hendon Hooker, 104. AR is behind all of them with 103. That is criminal to me. I don't understand it. And then, listen, you had 3 players in the SEC finish in the top 10 per yards per game. So you had AR with 6.35, ETN 6.41, and Montrell with 5.74 yards. So AR finished 5th, ETN finished 4th, Montrell finished 10th. And I can't. I try to think of things like what there had to be a reason why they did this. And what you said, I think, Larry, was. I know you said AR, but I think it was a lot of Billy too prepping him for the NFL, because to me, you cannot tell me in the Vanderbilt game, ETN had 4 carries. He averages 6.4 yards per carry. That's crazy. That to me, that goes back to, that's not AR making that. AR is not the one who's saying let's not run the ball more, right? Because I think that's a game plan decision, because you ran the ball a total of 21 times in the Vanderbilt game. The week before in South Carolina, you ran about 49, or I think you ran 46 times, 49 times. And then the week before that against Texas A&M, you ran 46 or 49 times. So I think this, for me, that Vanderbilt game was a welcome to the SEC moment for Billy. So I think he was looking ahead to the FSU game. I think he went in there and thought we was just going to win this game. Let's get through it. We're going to showcase AR. He could throw the ball. He had 400 yards. He threw the ball for the most times he thrown in the season. You go back and look at the stats. Anytime we throw the ball plus 25 times,
Bro,
other than I
thank you.
think the Texas A&M game,
Yes.
it's the outlier. We lost the game.
Yep.
When we were a
That's
run
the
heavy
whole
team, we won the
Yep.
game. So I think that I am going to give not a pass, but I think I'm going to say a red flag when I see you have these numbers and stats rushing the ball and you just don't run the ball. I saw no speed option. I saw no triple option. I just, there were some things that I was like, I get it, right? You trying to, and I do believe this. I do believe in this. And I know I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but I do believe momentum wise that I would love to see Billy get AR into the first round, because I think for me, that is going to help you build momentum. And
That's what I was gonna say. That's why I'm raising my hand.
There it is.
That's what I was gonna say. And he was like, he was ready to sacrifice this season. He was ready to sacrifice this season, and he could take that on the trail. Look, I got this. Look what I did with AR.
Yeah,
come play for me.
I think recruiting is a lot about momentum and what have you done. See, Florida, the issue is what's the last quarterback really that, you know, what have you done, right? Even offensive line. So with Torrance or Cyrus, he is another guy I think that he's relying on to slip into that first or second round. So if you can say, as Billy, first year in the SEC, I got two guys in the first or second round, that's momentum of what Florida, look what Florida hasn't done, right? I know we had Kyle Trask. He's one that we got in there, but he was with a whole nother regime. I think Billy needs all the momentum that he can get. And if you get AR to the first round, even, you know, beginning of the second round, it's a win for you to be able to go on the recruiting show and say, hey, look what I did. I think that he just has to, I honestly, me personally, I know people want to see pass coordinator. I want to see offensive coordinator. I think we just need to clean that up. Bring in someone who, you know, fundamentally is on the same page with you, but I'm an offensive guy. Like, there's a reason why I was championing for, you know, other coaches, because I like offense. Like, I like really good offenses. But yeah, that's my opinion. I think it's about, I was close. Like I said, I was 2 games off. I think it's about what I saw. I did not see the Vanderbilt loss for sure. I had Kentucky like, you know, yeah. But I think Kentucky, they weren't a very good team this year. I think that's a game you run the ball on them and you probably win. So,
hey, can I say that before you go, Jonathan?
Yeah.
But I want to say this, guys. Imagine, like, just going back to my point about 07. Imagine if he would have played AR and they called the game like how they used Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson ran a lot and still went in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he didn't have to be this totally drop back pass quarterback to go in the first round. Even Cam Newton, like, look at all these guys that's run heavy guys that did all this, and they ain't have to throw the ball that many times to go in the first round. Tebow went in the first round. Like, come on, bro, you can't. Like, come on, dog. And that was so frustrating.
To counter that argument, though, all those guys are accurate, short, and intermediate, whereas Anthony Richardson proves not to be.
But Jonathan, if look at Tebow couldn't throw, bro. But
well, Tebow is the exception. Like, come on now, he's that guy.
He's that guy. But
Lamar, I'll give you for sure, even though he's a generational talent. So is Cam Newton.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is, Jonathan, if how the passing lanes that the passing lane would have been so open if they ran him like they supposed to run the ball. Like, he should be running the ball. All right, we throwing the ball 15 times a game. We should be throwing the ball 15 times a game, 15 to 20 times a game, and he should be touching the ball or running the ball at least about 15.
Yeah. So I got a question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were done. My bad.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
So I want to ask a question before I give you my overall take of the season, and for all you guys out there, I brought this up before. You know, Tim, you talk about, you know, jet sweeps and running different sets, but I keep alluding back to the fact that AR only runs about 9 total sets out of this offense. So can AR realistically handle the load of trying to figure out a more complicated offense? Because that's going to be the next question that's going to be asked in the NFL. These scouts are going to look at this and be like, okay, 9 sets. That's impressive if you run that very efficiently. But he doesn't run that efficiently. So if he can't run 9 sets efficiently, are you going to ask him to run 20 sets?
Well, I would say this about that is I think from my perspective that the offense doesn't fit his needs. Like this is
Yeah,
not
I
an
agree.
offense, and that's where I think where he's going to be able to talk about it is like, yeah, they asked me to do things that I just not my strong suits. Whenever AR runs the ball 4 times a game, that's not his strong suits. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Yeah.
This kid, you have to run him at a minimum. For me, I would say 15 to 20 times. And I know you say you get hurt, blah blah blah, but guess what? Passing quarterbacks get
All of
hurt
them
too.
can. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think that I for me, I just think that the offense was not his strong suit because I could just see it, and there was at times where you could see because even right now, as bad as he threw the ball, we still see people saying that he is pretty much still one of those top QBs in the draft. And that's because when you go back and look at some of the throws, when he does throw the pass correctly and read the defense, they are dots. So he has the potential. And me, if I see potential, because I've coached before basketball, if I see any type of potential, I want that.
Yeah.
For me as a coach, because
Bingo.
I think I can build on top of that. So if you are, and my level of coaching is just my son's team. So if I'm a, college or NFL guy, I see any type of potential from an athlete like that, I'm going to say, oh, I can fix him, especially with a 6'4", 235 pound. I think that people are saying how bad he missed, but I don't think that's the end all. Like, I don't think that's just the end all be all to what is going to be when they ask him questions. I think he does have something to say about like, hey, I just never got comfortable in the offense that they asked me to run, because when you go back and look at Dan Mullen, that's who I really was supposed to be running. And it's completely different what they are asking him to do. And I do think, this is my personal opinion, that if you replace Dan Mullen, and I'm just speaking of just offensively, that this team is a lot better.
Way
hands
better.
down.
Hands down.
Yep.
Hands down.
So, all right. So with that being said, before I get into it, I'll just say this real quick, just about AR. I feel like, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, obviously, with you guys on both sides here. I feel like he can gain the most ground back when he goes to the interview process with the scouts and show the plays. He can draw up the plays and show them, hey, this wasn't just on me. Like, I have the intelligence to run these plays and know where to go. You know what I mean? Or you're really going to find out who AR is. You know what I mean? Kind of like, you look at Tua. Tua only ran 7 sets out of Alabama. So as an Alabama fan, I'm like, this man ain't going to make it in the NFL. Or if he does, it's not going to be the first couple of years. And it showed at Miami. You saw that, man. Jay, he struggled his first couple of years. So I feel like and it got exposed, by the way. That's why he dropped. Was when during his interview process. So either way, all right. So as far as the season goes, I don't have a lot. All I can say is, I feel like Florida can only go up from here. It's a first-year coach, well, not first-year coach. But you know what I mean? First year taking over the program, and the program wasn't a program that was kept in stability, right? So it was a program where the head coach wasn't recruiting. There was allegations of things going on. The facilities weren't being upgraded. Like, there was a multitude of problems going on here. And asking Billy Napier, who's never coached a big program, to come in here, he got the facilities. He's getting the recruiting moving in a positive direction, even though Tim alluded to a lot of good things about not recruiting in the state of Florida as well as he should be as far as the top 100 players. I agree with that. I feel like that's, for another day, I could talk 20 minutes about recruiting. But I feel like, everything is going to move in a positive direction. And losing to Vanderbilt sucks, but Vanderbilt beat a lot of teams this year they shouldn't have beat, right? So, and I think Clark Lee's not getting enough credit that maybe he deserves.
I think Coach of the Year, bro. I don't care what nobody says. They literally won 0 games, bro.
It's craziness, right? So first SEC wins is like 2019 or something like that. And then
first time they beat Florida at home since 1988, the year I was born.
Dog, I was 3.
Crazy.
So
crazy.
Yeah, so you got that. And then I think almost the most important piece out of this is Billy gets the chaos out of the locker room. Brenton Cox is gone, right? You see now, I mean, you can never see Marcus Stokes doing what he did. There we go. There's our first spammer. You can never see, what happened today what happened today, obviously, with Kitna. Like, that's just stuff that you're not going to see. But I'm assuming Napier's going to use this to his advantage, as bad as that may sound, to bring in this team and be like, look, here's the reality of the situation, guys. This guy had a whole career ahead of him, could have been making millions in the NFL, and now he's going to prison. This is how real this gets, right? So he can almost use this as a teaching point for the team. And you did have a signature win. I thought beating Utah was like a hell of a good win.
We peaked game 1, bro.
But here's the important part you're missing, dude. Alabama never peaked year 1. We lost Louisiana, and we never peaked. That's the thing. At least you have flashes of what Billy Napier could be as a coach. You get what I'm saying? Like that potential. And then you have Corey Raymond. Like, you have a good staff surrounding this guy. So it's at least the pieces are put in place in the recruiting. The fact that you got Rashada to leave Miami to come to Florida, which I thought he should have been in the first place, is even more important when you consider the two quarterbacks that obviously won't be there anymore. The lack of depth at quarterback now is going to be a serious problem.
We expected to have a full room, and that stuff happened. So.
And Tim, last thing I'll speak on is, man, like, I looked this up, and it's crazy you did this. How are you so efficient at running the ball, and yet you just don't run the ball? Alabama this year went through very similar spurts against Texas. Dude, we were running the ball for 6.1 yards per carry. And yet when we got in the red zone, do you know how many times we ran the ball? 1 time in 5 trips.
That's crazy.
I thought,
bro.
I'm like, man, Bill O'Brien.
2022.
That is egregious.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Offensive coaching in 2022, like, guys just don't want to run the football anymore. Like, you want to go down the field, you want to spread it out, you want to go deep. But not defense aren't letting you do that. It's happening a lot in the NFL right now with a lot of these teams.
There's one guy doing it.
Well, and I would say this too to Alabama's credit.
Yeah.
I would say this to Alabama's credit. At least you have a guy in like Bryce Young. I can say,
yeah, but
okay, I
get not have.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying I can get why you wouldn't run the ball so much, right? Like I can see that reason, like because he's just him. What he's doing is pretty good. So. Florida, I'm trying to wrap my head around it, and
it's more baffling. I give you that.
For me, man, like all of my concerns pretty much were displayed in the FSU game. Like literally every concern that I had: the defense, the depth at linebacker, and just we could have ran the football on Florida State the entire game. They wouldn't have stopped it.
We just didn't do it.
The third quarter, you go like 5 wide with like Pouncey and Caleb Douglas, and I'm like, run the ball, bro. Like, we get behind.
We literally had 2 tight ends playing wide receiver.
Yeah, yeah,
bro. It was a mess, bro.
But I will say this though, to Tim's point too. Like, what did Nick Saban do? What did he build and premise himself on? It wasn't winning football games at the beginning. It was selling himself to the NFL. You know what I mean? Like when we got that initial surge of DJ Hall and all those guys they were nowhere on the board. And then all of a sudden they're 3rd rounders, 4th round. And I know 3rd round is not a big deal, right? Well, it is when you're not going to be drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys, hashtag eating chicken wings in the locker room. That's what we were doing. Dude, DJ Hall got caught eating chicken wings at halftime during the LSU game. Yeah, in the locker room. And he still got drafted, dog. So, that really happened. So you look at that, and I believe that's what Billy's doing. I believe Billy came into this season saying, I don't care how many games we win or how many games we lose. Our goal is to look like a professional team that's going to send players to the NFL. And that's what we're going to sell to the recruits. We're sending players to the NFL.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
He has to because of the name that he the name pool that he is in as well.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, I mean, when you and I'm not, I don't like to do this because Florida fans, they be getting all in their feelings about when I say stuff like this. But when I say, I'm not trying to discourage Billy, but I am saying this as being realistic. When you go down the name list, his name is at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, it just is. When you ask people, especially if you just ask the average fan of who Billy Napier is, when you go down the list and say Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher, Lane Kiffin, Mike Leach, Who am I missing?
I mean, you go with Shane Beamer. I'll be honest
Shane
with you, I'm
Beamer,
putting Shane
right?
Beamer above him.
At least you know him because of his father, right? Even
Yeah.
if you say do you know Frank Beamer? They say
Yeah, Mark
that's his son.
Stoops.
Mark Stoops. Like
Yeah.
you don't know Mark Stoops, but you probably know my brother, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then you got Brian Kelly. That was you.
Oh,
Yeah,
you got Brian
Brian.
Kelly. I'm sorry, I left him out.
Oh,
So
Hugh Freeze.
yeah,
Hugh
Hugh
Freeze
Freeze,
at Auburn.
right? That's another name that just elevates in front of you. So that's why, like Jonathan said, I think you have to show the way you can get into these people's recruiting is look at what I'm not just talking, right? Like I'm going to show you what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And if you can get 2 people your first year that go in the first and second round, I think that speaks volumes of when you go out on the trail. Like you might not know who I was, but you know who I am now, right? So
it is actually going to be 3 because Gervon Dexter is getting first and second round grades.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I would.
Okay.
I would say. Yeah, I would say that Gervon. I think he has potential, but I just think that it's hard now. The good thing for him is a lot of his attempts that they're gonna watch is gonna be him getting double teamed, right?
Yeah.
And that's a talking point for me when you go to NFL. Like I can take up. You got a good edge rusher on that side. I'm gonna take up 2 people, right? They're gonna have to double team me. So now whoever you got that's an elite guy over there are gonna be able to eat. And I might not get the numbers and the sacks, but I will take up the space. So
like Will Anderson.
Yeah, he might be. I hope so. Like I hope he goes first or second round because that would be positive for us.
Yep.
When Billy go into the homes, he literally can say, I got 3 guys that's in that top tier. That's what I'm doing here in my first year. Bars.
And it also, I paid a lot of attention to recruiting. It helps too when you look at the recruits you're getting, like people like Eugene Wilson who speak their mind and recruit other people. Those are those players that are going to help you in the long run because Eugene Wilson is one of those cats. When I watched this film, I'm like, this dude is a hell of a talent. Yeah. And then you follow him. I'm pretty sure you guys follow him on Twitter and everything else and Instagram. Like he's talking to a bunch of other recruits. Rashada, who's really tight with Francis Balanoa, who's still committed at Miami. And that's why I said on Twitter, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time for Balanoa leaves Miami, right? Because those 2 got recruited together. They were brought in together essentially. So, like,
I hope you're right, bro.
Like, I see, and I feel like people they look too much into the numbers because when I look at this class for you guys, I'm like, man, for Billy coming into his first real class and to produce this type of result, are you kidding me? Because look, Mario Cristobal's got a chance to recruit Kayvon Thibodeau and those guys on the West Coast. They've done all this work. Brian Kelly's done all his work. Then you got Nick Saban and Kirby Smart and all these other guys, and you still end up in the top 10. Like, granted, in my opinion, you got Corey Raymond in that step. It's only going to continue, in my opinion, to go up. How would it go down? Because you're recruiting people that recruit other people.
And you're in one of the most enriched states in the country.
Yes.
That's another reason why. That's why I say the University of Florida should be able to just go outside, throw a rock, and land with a top 10. I'm sorry. It just should be.
And I'm gonna piggyback off.
You get momentum, bro. You good? Like, really.
And I'm gonna piggyback off that and say for the next class, 2024, for Florida, it starts on December 7th. You get the commitment of DJ Lagway, you might be guaranteed the top 3 class.
Lagway is serious. People want to talk about Rashada, dude. I pissed off a lot of people when I was like, Rashada, if Lagway commits. He ain't playing.
Yeah, he gonna be one of the ones.
Serious, Lagway is a whole different ball game.
Well, and I think that you need this because at the University of Florida, we have seen many quarterbacks leave for whatever reasons it was. Yeah. So you better try to get as many top tier quarterbacks as possible. We know at Florida, we just seen today some crazy shit pop off with one of the quarterbacks, and we've seen in the past some crazy shit pop off with some other quarterbacks.
Bro,
recruit. Yeah. If you can get another top tier quarterback in between Rashada and this dude's, do it. Do it.
Yeah, we're supposed to have another guy, bro, but like he literally passed away, like during his surgery.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just
Oh yeah, Roper. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he was
Roper.
like
Yeah,
that too,
Bobby
bro.
Rope,
Like that,
like-
bro.
Crazy.
He
man.
was
That's
like
crazy,
that,
bro.
bro. Like,
Man, that man was so criminally underrated.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
Turn
a
on the film, it's like, how is he not getting looked at by Bama, Georgia, Clemson, schools like that?
I mean,
cause he was playing top notch ball too, and he was
Yeah.
scorching like who they play? Well, he was at Roswell. So
he's
he
in
was
North
scorching,
Georgia,
like,
but he was playing teams.
yeah.
man,
He was
he was
6'8".
I'm telling him, bro, he was scorching, putting up crazy
Yeah.
amount of numbers. Yeah.
But,
People are going heavy on Twitter right now, bro. Talking about be careful on the portal, you may not make it out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Marcus, you had something to say? Also,
Nah, because like as far as quarterbacks go, do it like how the Green Bay Packers did before. Like draft a quarter, like they draft a quarterback every draft. Doesn't matter who, you might develop them, you might turn into something. You might get some back from. This is how you do it at the University of Florida. Recruit a quarterback every single cycle. Because that room needs to be as full as humanly possible because everything is going down.
Mhm.
You might get a guy, you might if he's good, cool. That's another good body there in case somebody gets hurt. Because we see what happened when Bryce Young went down for Bama. Milroe, good runner. Other than that, yeah.
They were playing the wrong dude though. If you're an Alabama fan, an actual person that watches film was going, you're playing the wrong dude. There was a very big consensus of Ty Simpson should have been under center, not Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe got put in there for one specific reason, because our offense cannot hold up for a pocket pass. Offense cannot hold up for a pocket passer. He would have been murdered, like head removed. He would have been hit so many times. Jalen Milroe at least gives you the advantage of being able to move outside of a pocket with no offensive line.
he can move all right. He's
Just fast, bro.
That's what I say. Y'all lucky, boy. If y'all ain't have Bryce Young this year, but they might be calling for Nick Saban head up there for you.
People no. People are
my
already. We got stupid fans already doing it.
They lost to Tennessee and fans were like fire saving. Like,
Yeah.
oh really?
Because like when your down year is like 10-2, I'll take it all day.
And still possibly can make the playoffs.
Exactly, right? Yeah,
Like-
still put you in position. Like, like just
I'm talking to my dad about this. I was like, because when the playoffs rankings came out, it was like a couple weeks ago. Just watch. The chaos gonna happen. Watch Alabama somehow find a way, sneak their way right up in that play. I'm telling you.
And I mean, personally, do I think it happens? No.
Yeah.
But it's the possibility is there.
It's possible.
Let's
We're
Bro.
scared.
If it happens,
Let's see
you guys
who-
better watch out.
I hope it does because I do not want to see Georgia win another
No,
championship.
facts.
Please, God.
Facts.
I
Please,
just said
God.
that to
Please,
Duckburg on the
God.
show.
Like, please put
God.
Alabama in the playoff.
Like,
There's
And
no
they-
way Georgia already got away with a crime. I know they did play Alabama in the championship, but I'm saying they did not play them in the SEC championship that year, right? When they won. And I thought that's a crime, right? And then because what they play, who they play?
No, they played us. We beat them in the SEC championship game.
championship.
Oh, sorry, they
We
did
smoked
play
them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry. You did play them and then you went back and played them. Yeah, I'm
I-
sorry. I
yeah,
wanted what happened was I wanted Georgia not to make the playoffs because y'all beat them. And I was like, this is not fair. Dude.
Right,
You gotta
right.
play them again. Like this is bullshit. Like you basically and then you give them what was the matchup they had? Michigan?
They had
Yeah.
Michigan and we had
Oh, my
Cincinnati.
They
And
embarrassed.
then you give them a prime up, a matchup that just fits right into their hands. Where a team that runs the ball the whole day of game, like, come on, that's Georgia's like bread and butter right there.
It was
Man, I
bad
hope y'all
matchup.
make it in, man.
Please,
I hope.
Jesus.
I'm praying to God, but I tweeted it.
Out there,
I'm
right?
not gonna lie to y'all. I think Georgia beats them
Ugh.
anyway. That's just
I'm-
Georgia wins.
I'm saying
I don't think so. Bro.
I do. Our
I
offensive
think
line.
those are the wide
There are ways to
receivers.
win efficiency on this Alabama team, especially in the secondary.
I'm not saying that y'all can beat Georgia, but I think y'all have the best chance. I
Maybe.
don't think Michigan
matchup
Matchup.
wise, we have the best chance.
Match up really well.
TCU ain't gonna beat them.
No, TCU.
I don't think USC's ready to beat them.
Dude, their offensive line was like 280 pounds. They
That's
are
what
going
I'm
to
saying.
They're
get
not ready to practice
smoked.
The only
Man,
team that has
get
a
what they were
chance to
saying,
beat
Jonathan.
is Alabama.
Get what Duck them was saying on my podcast. They were saying that Alabama don't deserve to get in. They lost to Tennessee. How the hell they in front of them? I said, bro, they lost to Tennessee by a field goal. and they lost to LSU by a 2-point conversion. A total of 5 points. Come on, bro. It was like, well,
Yeah,
he
4
was like,
points.
well, the head don't matter to me. I said, no, the committee looked at it like, all right, if Tennessee and Alabama play today, who will win? Alabama. And that's
I've made this argument already. The committee has already said it a million times, bro. They want the 4 best teams in, period.
Right.
They don't care what conference you're in or whatever it is. They want the 4 best teams. If you're one of the 4 best teams,
you're getting in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put this out there right now. If Alabama sneak their way into the playoff, I wouldn't be surprised if they do win it all. Because you're going to get an Alabama that's got a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, you would have that.
You're going to get an Alabama with a chip on their shoulder, and Alabama with a chip on their shoulder is the most dangerous team in college football.
I'll say it's point blank, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost by a field goal here, lost by a 2-point conversion there. And they lost twice.
Yeah, they lost
on the road. On the road.
On the road.
You're supposed to. You're playing top 10 teams. You're supposed to lose on the road. that's your advantage. Yeah, but dude, listen. I'm telling you, that's why Florida won against Utah this year. If the game would have been in Utah, I'm telling you, it would have been a different story. It makes a huge difference in college football. Say it again.
Like, we still had to get an interception at the goal line to win the game at home.
Right.
No,
right.
but I'm saying, though, the momentum, though, was on our side. It was very loud. It was crazy. And I think that was the ultimate. That's the reason I picked us to win that game.
They were still driving down the field on that drive. If it wasn't for Amari Burney.
It was fairly easy.
We couldn't stop them at all that second half. We could not stop them at all.
It was easy.
At all.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Amari Burney jumping out and being in the right place at the right time, we probably lose that game right there.
Ain't no problem. Yeah. We do lose that game.
Yeah. My only thing is like TCU. Like, so Marcus, I would ask you, who would you if TCU loses and they only have 1 loss, who are you putting in, TCU or Alabama? Who's a better team?
I'm not gonna lie, I still would put TCU in. I just can't ignore the resume they put up. I still put them in.
I can't do that.
I mean, I'm kind of with you on that because I'm big on analytics, and the analytics say that should be the case because they play top 25 teams. The only problem with the Big 12 that hurt them really bad at the end of the season is all those teams that were ranked that they beat, Oklahoma State and all them, what they do? They fell apart, and now they're not ranked.
It collapsed.
So it's like it collapsed. It's kind of like if Notre Dame would have collapsed against Ohio State. Ohio State would still be 4 right now. But Notre Dame, what'd they do? You know what I mean? Like their season kind of screwed up Ohio State's season. It all comes back around to some degree.
Now hold on, Marcus.
People that I can't reward somebody for sitting home. I can't do it. That's just
Marcus. I'm gonna go a step further. What if TCU and USC lose? Who you putting in?
I mean, I'd still personally just keep it as this because I'm not gonna reward.
You would keep USC in.
You would keep USC in.
You would keep USC in with 2 losses.
If you lose to Utah, okay, take a damn number, whatever. The first one was on a 2-point conversion with like 40 seconds left. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think they're beating Utah. So this not even going to be a discussion for me personally.
But Utah lost to Florida, right?
They did.
And what's their record? What's Florida's record? They won 6 games?
You see how that –
see how it correlates? Like you lost to 2-10. You lost your 2 losses are top 10 teams, right, on the road, whereas they lost to Utah, who lost to Florida, who's a 6-win team. Like you can all drag it all back around into analytics. But if I'm telling you right now, the committee already shows they have no respect for 2 teams. They barely put USC in, and then TCU is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
If TCU loses, they're probably gonna be 25th.
My thing is, I don't think either are losing this week. That's just me. I don't think they're losing. I think they hang on.
K-State has a chance.
They do.
I'm gonna say just watch Friday night because that's when the Pac-12 championship is, which is in Las Vegas, of course, in that beautiful stadium, Allegiant Stadium. But just watch for that. If USC loses, the doors open right up for Alabama right there. They'll be like, all right, that's one domino. Kansas State, you got one job. Kansas State gets the win, and Kansas State actually can't beat TCU. They should have won the first time.
Exactly. Yep.
So they didn't.
But they can beat.
They could though.
If that happens and they both lose, Marcus, whether we like it or not, Alabama's getting in.
I love it.
Always
wanna
fun.
see it.
He said, I
wanna
love
see
it.
I love it.
This
You're gonna
good.
be
Always-
Alabama, Georgia, and then Michigan,
Yes.
whoever the heck they playing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
who would you think they put in, Marcus? Do you
Actually, if that
I
was
mean
Alabama would play Michigan and Georgia would probably get Ohio State. Because I mean, how do you leave Ohio
No,
State?
it would be
You
it would
can
be
leave- you can leave
Alabama
Ohio
at the
State out,
4.
trust me. We can do it.
It'd be Alabama 4. I believe Ohio State would take 3.
Oh man, you might get Ohio State and
Michigan is a rematch
Rematch.
with
Rematch.
Georgia, Alabama.
God.
oh, boy, that'll be lit.
it'll be
I'm
spicy.
trying to see them get their ass kicked again. I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't wanna see
SEC
that
versus
again.
Big Ten
Yes.
final
Give me that.
4.
Yeah, I
Give me
think
that.
Ohio State. I think Ohio State and Michigan though. Like, I just think Michigan plays their style of play better than Ohio State.
They do,
much. Like,
yeah.
it's
They just beat them up those in the second half.
yeah.
Dog,
yeah.
that game was terrible to watch in the second half. If you're an Ohio State fan, I was grilling those dudes, man.
And see what happened. Ryan Day got away from who he is. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I'll say he tried to be who he was too much. Like you tried to like be flashy the whole game, and at the same time, Michigan's like, okay, do that if you want to. Michigan completely dominated. Their offense line completely dominated Ohio State's defensive line. That was the difference in the second half. They ran the ball down Ohio State's throat. They couldn't stop it. It was the same plays over and over. J.J. McCarthy, most of his throws were chunk plays.
Yeah,
You got guys out of position, but it started in the trenches where they were completely dominating them. So at some point, if you're Ryan Day, you got to look at your trenches and be like, all right, I need to get better in this area because for the last 2 years, Michigan's beating us right here. I need to improve this area. You
They
can't
small.
just do the same thing over and over. Yeah, exactly. They're
They
too
small.
small. Michigan's getting these big Midwestern guys that are from like Iowa and Wisconsin and Montana. Like, matter of fact,
Cornbread.
Florida need to start recruiting them guys. By the way, whoever Wisconsin and Iowa recruiting on the offensive line, Florida start recruiting those guys. I don't care
Illinois.
if 2 stars and 3 stars because you know they're gonna maul people. That's all they know.
Dude,
I always
dudes,
find it very interesting with the strength of schedule when I start to look at these games because I think that's something where the committee they don't really value. I mean, that I think they might value it a tad bit, but they don't really value it a ton. Because I know in the past when I looked up these playoff rankings, I looked at their strength of schedule because I think that matters a lot, and I think that's what they kind of miss
should.
is when you start to look at okay, when you sit down, who did they actually play during the season? Because you're basically you're nickel and diamond, like you're trying to overanalyze everything when you start to get to the top 4, right? You're like, okay, who did they beat? How did they beat them? Who's hurt? All that shit. But like right now, so TCU actually is the best at strength of schedule. They're sitting at 14th. So I'm just going to go down this list I wrote out. So TCU 14th, Michigan 59th, UGA 28th, USC 50th, Alabama 29th, Ohio State 42nd, and Tennessee 25th. So
SEC
mhm.
schedule, man.
Yeah. And that's why I think you start to get like Michigan 59th. You know, when you start to get if Michigan plays Georgia, I'm telling you, man, the way their team is set up, the way their offense is, it's going to be a bloodbath again.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Going
You
Which
don't
is kinda
your
fucked up
schedule.
because
Your
I like Michigan as a team, but I just don't like the matchup at all.
Dog,
Exactly.
No.
The matchup is bad for them, bro.
Slaughterhouse.
matchup with Georgia is terrible for Michigan.
Athlete for athlete, it won't be close.
They better hope Alabama does get in because they match up way better against Alabama.
I agree.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
I mean, it'll be a
it's just
better
like-
playoff because you can imagine, like they'll sell out. Imagine the Chick-fil-A Bowl on the Peach Bowl is one of the semi, and you can send Atlanta. You got Alabama and Georgia in there. Then you send them to Ohio State and Michigan out west to the Fiesta Bowl. Do you know how many numbers that'll do? And man, that's a great. That'll be dope.
Larry, what about?
Generate
What
a lot.
about? Oh, go ahead, AB. My bad.
No, I was just saying, like those matchups with those bowl games, it's gonna generate a whole lot of money.
Man, what?
Yeah.
What about when we get to this 12-team playoff?
Dog.
Oh my
Ooh.
God!
Ooh.
Now you want to talk about matchups this year? This would be amazing. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a fan of this because I hate the bowl games now. The bowl games mean shit to me. They're absolutely terrible. They are meaningless. People sit out. But I'm telling you, we all know this. Ain't no guy sitting out for no college football playoff. I'm sorry, he just ain't. So you're telling me we got these are the top 12. I'm gonna go from 12 to 1. Utah is 12, LSU 11, Clemson 10, Washington 9, Penn State 8, Tennessee 7, Alabama 6, Ohio State 5, USC 4, TCU 3, Michigan 2, Georgia 1. Yeah, man, that's some. I'm telling you, we probably could see some really good matchups, better than what we're gonna see out of 4 teams.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if we see these 4 teams right now, all right, I'm crowning the champion. It is gonna be Georgia.
Yeah, same.
I mean,
If it holds up.
And with that group, I'm gonna try and name these matchups. I think you would see
Alabama, Tennessee,
It would be well,
6 and 7.
it would be
That would be amazing.
That game's
No,
gonna
no.
be worse now because with no
do like 1-8, 2-7, 3-6-5. No, they can't do that.
It's 12 though, right?
Yeah,
It-
it's 12 teams.
Mhm.
And
The top seeds get home games, right?
Yeah.
It's a home on campus.
Oh,
the top,
Oh my god.
the top.
boy, this about to be lit, boy.
So let's name the top. So we know the top 4. They would get by.
So let me
you-
ask y'all this.
He just cut you off, dog.
He said, "Yeah."
All right, I couldn't hear my internet. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Download
No,
that
go
child
ahead.
pornography.
Oh my god!
Stop lagging so much, Larry.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. See y'all next week.
Oh my God. I'm just playing. Go ahead. I'm messing with you.
Contents of this show are not supported by what was just.
Oh my God.
But
Oh man.
top 4 seeds would get by. So you would get like who's number 5? What Alabama's number 5. Who's number 12 again?
Utah.
I got you.
Alabama's
I got
6.
you.
Alabama's
It's-
6.
Alabama, Utah.
Mhm.
You would get
Let me see.
who's 6?
Here, let me put this up here.
Alabama's
Here,
6.
I got you.
Fifth
I
is
get you
Ohio
right
State,
here.
isn't it?
It's 6.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
6.
So you get
Oh, yeah.
oh wow. So you
Can
would
y'all see
get
that, or Jerry? Can you share that? Can
Yeah.
somebody share that?
There we go.
okay. So top 4 seeds get buys. So you get Ohio State and Washington, Alabama, Utah, Tennessee and Kansas State, and then Penn State and Clemson
Oh,
playing.
perfect.
Dog, that's a hell of a lineup.
That's a great lineup right there.
Not as good as it could have been,
By
but
the way, on there, Florida State still wouldn't make it. Just throwing that out there.
And the top seeds of those 4 games would be home games. So it'd be Alabama at home against Utah. That's what I like about it is they bring it to the campuses.
Yeah, I love that. I
Love it.
That was oh my god.
Can you imagine them ticket prices though? Oh
Dog.
my lord.
$20,000 for those.
Coliseum.
Yeah,
Ooh.
dude.
Heck,
I'll never be able to go to one. I'll tell you that.
Take my liver, dog.
Nah, you ain't lying.
I
I think Michigan and Utah would be. I would love to see Michigan and Utah.
Michigan's just, man, I don't want to see them play Georgia again. It's going to be embarrassing.
Nah, me neither. That's boring. That's boring football, dude.
You know what Georgia's going to do? They're just going to be
Man.
methodical on offense and win like 30 or 20.
Super simple, man.
That's the story of the playoff, though. The team that's
Super
favored
simple.
to win like 98% of the time. So I mean, it's
Yep.
what it is.
looking at these rankings, Florida has 2 top 25 wins.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I wanted to note that to people as well. 2 top 25 wins. 2 top 20 wins.
It's number 11 Utah, number 19 South Carolina, who they beat the doors off of. How did that happen?
Because they weren't good though when we played them. They were not, bro. They were one of the worst teams when Florida played South Carolina. They were looking bad.
Yeah,
they
they were
were
booty.
bad.
I don't know.
They
what
just
got
caught
them
momentum.
that.
They caught momentum. Those last 2 games, they turned. They hit us. I don't know, boy. I don't think I ever seen a switch just be like
That's crazy.
it like got hit in that Tennessee game. It just like.
That's the thing, though, man. We low key ran into LSU and Florida State at like the complete wrong time.
Oh man. That-
Florida State was hot.
We should. I'm telling you, man. They run the ball in that game. They probably get a win. Florida does.
Yeah, they do. They do. We
I'm
do.
sorry. Now the LSU game is I mean, I think that's another game though. If you keep the ball on the ground a little bit more, they probably closer game. You know, even though, and then obviously the Kentucky game, I think that's a win. Like you say, AB, every game except the Georgia game, I think is up in the air if you just keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, every game other than Georgia was winnable.
Dude, and look at
and then Tennessee, I would say Tennessee too, because Tennessee, that was a little fluky. I think Tennessee really let up at the end, and we got the onside kick, and
It was still
yeah. I don't know if that game was really as close as the score says it is, but you still had a chance to win at the end of the game. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about some of these matchups. If it's a 12-team playoff, oh my god,
It's gonna be
All right,
amazing.
Alabama and Tennessee again.
That game's gonna be a bloodbath for Bama. Like, there's no Hooker. Like, Tennessee's a non-factor here.
that's the thing about Tennessee. Yeah, them losing Hooker, that wouldn't
That's-
be good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And to show you how important it is, Washington last year versus having Michael Penix this year healthy, dog, looking
Well,
like for real.
they look completely different.
I didn't even realize Oregon State was 15th.
They're good. They
yeah,
gave
but
USC
it's
Crazy.
low key been kind of like playing good ball.
They were pretty good last year too.
Yeah, they play good
Yeah.
defense and they play and run the ball well. They gave USC all they could handle when they played them earlier in Corvallis.
Dude, North Carolina had a shot.
They got a quarterback. I mean, you always have a shot there.
I
Yeah,
can't
but-
believe it. Dude was committed to Alabama.
Their head coach thinks that teams are trying to buy them into the portal. So I mean,
So is Clemson done?
Yeah,
no,
You
yeah,
guys think
Yeah.
Clemson is like the dynasty? I'm not gonna say dynasty. You think like
Oh.
they're not gonna win one for a while? I don't think they're gonna win one for a
They'll
while.
be a playoff team.
I wouldn't say that because of the conference they play in.
it's garbage.
Well,
Um,
Well, I'm talking about a 12-team play. I'm like, do you see them winning a national championship anytime soon? Like the next, we'll say
What-
4 years.
I would say this. I would say if they are going to be in the playoff, I would say based on them, because the thing about this too is really going to be the matchup that you get.
Yeah.
Because think about it, if like for example, let's just say it was a 12-team playoff and Georgia gets to play. I'm gonna go with let's say Utah, right? Georgia plays Utah. They're a run heavy team. I favor Georgia there, right?
Oh yeah.
And then you beat Utah. So how many games would they be playing? Georgia?
Was it be 4 or no 3? Right? As
3 games.
They'd have
Okay.
an off, so 3 games, right?
Okay. So then let's say after they beat
Yeah.
Utah, they play, I don't know, Penn State somehow. I don't know. I'm just making teams up.
Yeah.
Think that's favorable for Georgia as well, right?
right.
Yeah.
And then let's say they play Michigan. That's favorable for Georgia again. But if Georgia had to play Alabama or Ohio State, I think we might see those I'm not saying those teams can beat them, but what I am saying that those teams, matchup wise might cause a little bit more issues where if they're on for that day, because that's what these things too. You gotta remember, we see this in college basketball. You just gotta be on for that one day, one game. And we've seen it happen many times. So that's why 12 teams can get interesting because that one matchup, like Georgia playing Michigan right now, whatever. But if they had to play Alabama and Ohio State somehow, that would make things very interesting.
It does. It does. I think it's slow. I don't think it's the final solution, but I feel like it's closer to it because you're still going to have the dominant teams to win at the end of the day.
Right.
Because if like Georgia loses, let's say Georgia somehow loses to Washington, right? But you still have Alabama, Ohio State, other teams in there that will win it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel like Washington can run the table for 4 straight games, and win it.
Less Cinderella stories in this.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, because those teams in basketball, they play like out of body sometimes. These teams, these Cinderella teams, you're like, holy shit! How
or you have a guy who is a good presence in the paint. He goes off, or you're a team that's a mid-major, but you have a bunch of guys who's played for like 4 or 5 years.
Older team. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 guys versus 22. That's a big difference.
Huge difference.
So I'm excited. I know a lot of people don't like. I think any way to get rid of these bowl games I'm down for it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I can't get with these bowls games.
No,
They're
I'm not gonna
hard
lie.
to watch.
Even I personally don't really like a 12-team playoff. I'm more of like a 6 to 8 guy.
Mhm.
But
I
it
agree.
could be fun. I like the chaos. It could be fun. Like you get some fun little matchups with teams that are legitimately talented and can play. Give them a shot. Why not?
It's going to keep more viewers interested, right? You're going to have the Pac-12 probably most likely with a team and everybody. Let's say Tulane only has 1 loss. Tulane gets in somehow.
And this was a year where the Pac-12 legitimately it was good.
Yeah.
You had a lot of talented teams. Oregon State was a tough out for a lot of guys. USC bought an entire team and a new coach, and they're on the verge of a playoff. Utah's always tough.
Right.
You know,
Hey, man, we might get some Georgia-Florida rematches. Some Florida-Georgia
Chip Kelly.
rematches.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, we actually might get to see. Guess what, Jerry? We might actually get to see a Florida Georgia at home if somehow it happened
yeah.
that way, right?
Bro,
That would be
that would be.
Could you
If it
imagine
should-
the prices on those tickets?
Yeah.
Oh my
if it
god.
should got that way, I would like give up a leg to go there. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys saw who
Bro, it'll be
UAB
lit.
got as a head coach, right?
Yeah, Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer.
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
That,
Hey, what are you doing?
Like, what do y'all do?
Damn.
Do y'all not care about football anymore?
No, they don't.
It's UAB. I mean, they shut the program down years ago for a reason.
Right.
But they won the conference when they opened it back up. Isn't that some dude? How you going? That's an embarrassment of the conference. Dog.
Shut-
Like, they're a solid program, which is the funny part about this. They've usually
Yeah.
been a solid small program, but like, what are they doing now? I don't get
You know
it.
they can't. You know they can't play Alabama. You know that's an actual stipulation.
That's real.
Really?
UAB is technically University of Alabama. It's a part of Alabama
Oh
University.
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
So they can't play them legally because it's the same school.
Holy crap! I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
they did that on purpose, I believe.
That's a crazy technicality.
Yeah,
Wild.
because they're what do they call it when they're subsidized underneath the University of Alabama. So the University of Alabama pays for half their program. So
Interesting.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
yeah, there's a lot of weird rules for Alabama to get away with shit. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we know.
Do what you gotta do.
Y'all want to give Heisman predictions before we close it out?
Ooh,
Dude, that's
God.
already wrapped up.
How many
bro.
times can I say Caleb Williams?
Yeah, Caleb Williams got a
It's Caleb.
now. Duggan should be in the race
Yeah,
more
I
than
like
what he
Max Duggan.
is.
If
Yeah,
Hooker
I
didn't
think-
get hurt, I would have put him there.
I think Drake may kind of played himself out. Now, unless he goes off for 450 yards in a win, that'd be the only way he can play himself back in. But yeah, I think Caleb Williams.
Who's gonna be in New York though?
Caleb.
It's gonna be sad, bro.
Drake May, probably Blake Corum from Michigan.
You know who needs to be?
No,
in
Corum set out a game or set out half the game.
Yeah, he didn't
He ain't
play.
gonna be there.
They'll probably still invite him though.
I would
Bro.
have invited Henry Hooker. I still would.
It's gonna be sad.
Yeah, I feel like Jordan Travis, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Jordan Travis.
Don't do it, Jerry.
Jerry, stop.
Hey,
Stop
do
man.
it. Just
Don't
stop.
do that.
Just stop it, man.
Hey,
Just
man.
stop
Don't
it.
do that.
Absolutely.
I'm give me Bryce Young before that.
Yeah.
Bryce should be there.
Yeah. I'm about to say give me Bryce Young before that.
Coach of
way
the
he
year
put-
though,
put the team
Jimbo
on his back.
Fisher.
Hey, I'm telling you, y'all, bro. Clark Lee, coach of the year, bro. I'm telling y'all, the way he did for Vanderbilt is absolutely. I think it's mind-boggling. We did a breakdown of Vanderbilt before the season, bro. I had them winning like one game, possibly.
They were
Maybe
booty.
2 or 3.
bad.
Hold on. Tim had to win in one game, and then he saw what they did in Hawaii. Was like, all right, let me throw a couple extra games.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
there.
Yeah.
Hawaii though was
Okay.
it's a bottom 10 team.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
dude,
so is
Vanderbilt,
Vanderbilt.
they won.
I know.
0
I'm trying,
games.
bro.
You see,
I'm trying.
Like,
I thought-
they're the gum below the bottom of your shoe, and if you blow out
Yeah.
Hawaii, you kind of start to come off slightly. Like there's still strands of it on your shoe, but you're getting there. And then the season
Sonny
plays out, and you
Dykes.
actually compete with teams. Oh, Sonny Dykes, 100%.
Sonny
We had a
Dykes.
stretch of they had a stretch of I thought they realistically like, and I gave a we did a regular prediction, then we did what we call a sauce prediction, and that's basically where we like drink and then we make our predictions. So my sauce prediction, yeah. So like at the beginning of the year, we did me and Jinx, we did like we just did our regular what we thought, and then we had a couple drinks, and then by the time we had our drinks, then we picked the records. So it was kind of like all over the place. So like for Florida. If I'm not, I had 8-5 as my regular, and then I think when I drink a little bit, I gave him one game, so I had him 9-3, I think.
Oh,
and
my
Juice had I think he had 9-3 as his regular, but then he had, I would say, it was like 12 and 11 and 1. I was like, boy,
Oh
what you was
my
drinking
gosh.
on
He
Juice?
wasn't lost in the sauce, baby.
Yeah, he got lost in the sauce.
Hey, if a few breaks could have went our way in 5 of these games, he
Oh my gosh, bro! In
5.
5 of the games.
But I do expect this
Yeah.
they know how to fight, though. That team knows how to fight. I remember I watched the Texas game, and Douglas was getting pressured all day long. But the defense really held up, and then all of a sudden, Kendrick Miller breaks a big touchdown run. Quentin Johnson gets the big touchdown down the field. They sell their way in. The defense really, really competed for them. So they won a multitude of ways this season. I really, really like TCU.
Yeah, Sonny Dykes, and he just went across the street. The fact that he was at SMU.
Yeah, it's like they fired the best coach they've ever had. And the guy who turned them around, got them in the Big 12, heading against St. Ice, and the train's back on track.
I like that they're an efficient team. That's one thing that I think that, no matter what they run, I think being efficient can keep you in a lot of games. So I think that's a big thing that they're going to be able to play up on, because Georgia is one of those teams that you turn the ball around now. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
It's
over, bro.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, they're the ultimate. They don't need any help team, but they'll
No.
make you pay.
Garrett Riley will beat Alabama soon, though. Watch. TCU offense coordinator.
Like he's Lincoln. He's like Lincoln in that, like, he was at a smaller school, made a lot of noise, got to a bigger school, and then turned their offense around, and now he's like the highest head coach in America.
Yeah, he's way up there. So I'm saying Alabama needs to give him about $3 million a year. Go ahead and bring him on over, and I'll pack Bill O'Brien's clothes for him. And I'll load his U-Haul.
Cancel his lease, all that.
Oh yeah.
You know you love Bill O'Brien.
That dude can. Oh man, yeah.
Now you pack Pete Gold and stuff, but you know you love Bill O'Brien.
I pack both of them. Look, I'll find some money somewhere.
Like live,
both of them.
It's gonna be like a live feed of Jonathan just at both their houses, just throwing.
Oh my gosh, bro!
I'm
gonna be on.
Just going out the window.
I'm gonna be on ESPN. Fan gets arrested for trying to burn down coaches' houses.
Hey, you going to the Alabama game next year and Alabama, Texas?
Yeah. No, I'm going to probably quite a few more games next year. I gotta figure out a game to go to in the Swamp because I haven't been to a Florida game yet. So
we got a lot of road game next year.
Yeah.
I
gotta look at the schedule. But I'm
going to LSU. I'm going to that game, bro. I hope it's a night.
That game was
Bro, don't go. Trust me, right now. Listen, don't go to LSU game.
He said you want to watch Florida get spanked,
bro. Your heart.
Oh,
I'm just going for the vibes, bro. I'm going.
I went this year, and I can tell you that was probably like the most brutal home game I've ever been to in my life.
I consider going.
We played them on the road though. See, I be making a trip out of my games.
Same.
So So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay in New Orleans that weekend, and drive to Baton Rouge for the game, and then come back, go to Bourbon Street. You want to come, Jerry?
Hey,
we
bro,
should meet up. I'll go to a game like
He
that.
said,
Hell, I'll go to a game like
Jerry
that,
said-
bro.
He got silent on you, Larry.
Yeah.
Larry, you said New Orleans.
Jerry's like, hey man,
Hey,
That
Larry.
boy hit you with a head nod.
Hey, Larry, bro.
like you can very slowly see the wheels in his head start spinning. Like, hey, he kind of talking right now.
Like he like this, and all of a sudden you say New Orleans.
Hey man, I take my wife with me to the games and stuff most of the time.
Oh god.
Yeah, bro. I take my girlfriend, or she come with me, bro. But
Yeah.
she be like, I think she think I be crazy because I be on Twitter tweet. I be like, why this nigga Amari Birdie?
Oh my gosh, man.
Look at you. Hey,
Always-
like,
always
no,
said
he
me
made a
and
good
Jerry,
play. I
though,
don't
we
hit him
always
no more.
promised- Like we always promised me and Jerry not to watch getting there because if we did, we would actually might go to jail for damaging property.
I
Well,
want
that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I want to go to a game where I don't have to worry about it. That's why I'm gonna end up going to some game. I want to go to a Florida game. Like I don't have to want to worry about Alabama winning or losing. You know what I mean? I can go to a game and just have fun with it, like
Hold on,
Florida
no.
LSU.
No vet interest whatsoever. Just for the
Hold on,
vibe.
real quick, because they show scores on the screen. Now, what if you go to a Florida game and Alabama all of a sudden lost that day?
Oh, then it would be it'd be a bad day. It'd just be a bad
It'd be
day.
like that.
I was about to go to because I'm up here in Tennessee. I'm so glad like things did not work out how I thought it was gonna work out. Because I was about to I got a family of 4. I was about to take my whole family to the Vandy. I was like, that's a sure
Oh
lock,
my
right?
gosh,
Bro,
bro!
I would have
Oh,
been.
man.
I swear, bro. I might have shut down shop on everything, bro. 'Cause I would have been pissed.
But the 17 Vandy fans stormed the field, right?
Oh
Yeah.
god, bro.
You in Nashville, Tim?
Well, I'm about an hour away from Nashville. I'm in Clarksville.
This is what would have happened.
Okay.
Tim told the wife and the family, just gonna drive back without me. I can't do this.
Man,
Oh, so
I would've
John,
been-
you take your wife with you to the game?
Hell no, I don't. I did one time, and she said I'll never do it again.
Wow.
Wow.
Because
I
when I
took my
go
wife
out,
to this game. Right here.
I mean, I don't get crazy,
Oh, that
but
was
here's the
good.
when I go out, like I go out the day and a half prior. I drink, hit up a couple of the frat parties, and because I mean that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Experience
That's
it,
culture, bro. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like when I went to Texas this year, me, the Fanatic, Coach I, and Coach Jones, we all went down there, and another Coach I's cousin came down too, and we went at like 8 a.m. to Austin drinking. We had walking around with vodka, you know what I mean, in downtown Austin at like 8:30 in the morning, hitting up the frat parties.
Yeah, you gotta have fun when you go.
Yeah, bro.
With the wife,
That's-
as well. Like me and my wife, we don't have a good time.
No.
Bro.
My wife just don't drink like that. That's the thing. She drinks, but not like she doesn't get crazy like that. So like
Yeah.
me, oh hell no, we gonna have a good time.
We
Hey,
going
John,
stupid.
hey, when you get a chance,
Hey, you my type of party,
to
bro.
FAU,
We definitely got to link.
Go to a what?
go to go to an FIU FAU tailgate just for fun.
Oh my gosh.
Hey
Oh yeah.
man, I'm glad you
Boca
said that.
Raton, bro.
Yep.
What kind of tailgate? All right.
But them shits be getting crazy because it's the biggest game of the entire season, especially if it's at Boca. It be going stupid. All the FIU girls be coming in there.
I'm going to tell you, be careful going to tell us. They don't check nothing going in that stadium. Man, people had cigarettes,
Dog, it's
and they had somebody behind
that
me.
stadium sucks.
Somebody behind me had weed. People had weed in the game. They don't check for nothing.
And if they upgraded anything, because I used to go there all the time when I stationed in Panama City, bro. Like almost every game.
No, they have
It's
not.
still 100 years old. Like
This stadium is
everything.
so bad.
They need to upgrade that shit. That's why Jimbo left, because
Yeah.
they're making that dude ride on a school bus going to the games.
Yeah, Jimbo knew that he was asking. Jimbo was asking for stuff, and they was like, "Yeah, it's all right. You know what? Let me go down here to Texas A&M. They gonna give me everything I want."
Yeah,
Yep.
they did.
And he took Karen with him, bro. Karen Key Largo. Shouts out to Karen.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
man, he living the
I ain't
life.
seen her on Twitter in a long time.
Oh, she gave up on Texas A&M.
She's staying out the way.
Oh,
wasn't
cheesy,
cut,
bro.
so he had to
Yeah,
look
bro.
for it.
We talked about Kitna, bro. We talked about Kitna.
Oh yeah, we did.
Tough, so good.
Hey, so I know you said that. Jared, do you guys want to move that Georgia Florida game?
No.
Would you rather have it
What'd
on
you say?
campus? I know y'all said it. Yeah, y'all hear me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I say, would you rather move that Georgia Florida game? I know you had said
I would
about
like
the
to-
playoff situation.
Yeah, keep it the way it is for me.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's been like that. I don't see no reason why. Now I do think you need to let recruits at the game.
Yeah.
Now, that's a different. That's
They don't allow
that-
recruits in the game.
No,
No, you can't.
What?
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
already wanted to move because we can do recruiting.
yeah, yeah. Neutral
I
site
did not
game.
know that.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that would solve all the problems. I think you can. I also am up for a rotational schedule where
I'm about to
maybe
say that too.
so you get a home, neutral, home, neutral.
Yep, exactly.
So I'm up for that as well, where
Yeah,
you
that'd
can
be
please
fine.
everybody and you can get the. But I still don't understand why you just can't have recruits at the game. I think that would solve the whole problem of why teams possibly would want it to be home.
OU
I
in
didn't know
Texas,
that.
they had that. Don't Jonathan?
What's that?
OU in Texas, they got the recruits can be at the game too.
Yeah, no, they can. Yeah, they can have recruits to the Red River Rivalry. Mention that I'm going to the UTSA game this Friday. They in the conference championship, 2 years in a row. Sorry, I know it's like nobody, but
Road
that's all we
Runners,
have.
baby.
Come on, bro. Hey.
It's football.
I'm
Taking my-
going to that Red River Rivalry next year. I said I'm gonna go to one game outside the conference, and then I'm gonna go to a Michigan game. My wife, she a Michigan fan. That's where she from. So we're gonna
Oh man,
probably do Michigan State. Her little cousin go to Michigan State, so
you better bring some layers for that game.
I know, bro. I told her I don't do no cold. I said we gotta do it right before it get cold, because I don't do no cold. I don't do that. So,
But either way, it's gonna be cold for you in Georgia.
And he gonna see them snowflakes coming down. I'm like, no.
I forget what game was on. It was like I was watching Florida, and then I switched to one. I think it was like Michigan or somebody, bro. Literally like a whole layer of snow. I'm like, bro, and you watching the Florida game, people in t-shirts and tank tops.
My
And
God,
then you turn to
bro.
this game, it's literally just a layer of snow. I felt like, bro,
Yeah.
this is crazy how the war works.
For
Crazy.
this-
It's crazy.
For the scenery, I do want to go to a Washington game because
Me too.
their
Right.
stadium's on the water. Like I heard, it is beautiful up there, but it's Washington, so maybe
Sounds
Alabama
a beautiful
schedule.
city, though. I'll say that much.
Or Oregon, maybe at Autzen.
yeah, I want to go to Oregon too.
Yeah,
Their
for sure.
facilities
I'd be down for a Penn State whiteout game.
Oh yeah. Oh hell
Those
yeah,
are lit, bro. At night?
hmm
bro.
That'd be fun.
They can beat Auburn again.
I do want to ask y'all one more question, and then I gotta get off here. But
Gotta get ready to wrap it up.
just for
Here we go,
Florida,
close anyway.
from a Florida standpoint, 2024 class, right? Recruiting. Where would you guys play? Like, what would make you? So I'm gonna give you my perspective. For me, 2024 class, I want to see top 3 in the SEC. That's my perspective.
Top 6 in the country.
So, yeah, and if you're 1, 2, or 3, you're normally 1 through 5, 1 through 7. So you would be in that top of the nation if you get 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Where would make you guys happy for the ranking of the class, and what are your expectations?
Yeah, I
AB?
think
3?
maybe
Oh. But I'm answering both questions with this.
3 in the SEC in the country.
And it starts on December 7th because I'm telling you right, I'm going to say it again. You get the commitment of DJ Lagway. The caliber of guys he's going to bring with him is going to be elite. Now, I'm specifically looking at them 2 Chaminade receivers
Yeah,
in South Florida.
Yeah.
you guys already got
Somebody
Miles Graham.
Yeah, he's
So, I mean,
already in the class. He's already recruited.
You're
That's
already
the-
off to a good start.
Not back in the country.
Yep.
Right there.
yeah. Shoot, man.
Yeah, I would say
think-
top 5.
Yeah, top
Oh, go
top
ahead.
6, top 5 for me. I think I'll be good. But
In
my
the
main thing-
nation?
yeah, in the nation.
Okay.
I want.
Because I'm trying to make sure.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Larry.
Oh, there he is. Oh,
You're on mute, Larry. There you go.
Nah, I was just had my head on my head. I was waiting after you guys go. I didn't want to interrupt no more.
My bad. Yeah, I was just saying that. Now I got a brain fart. I was just saying that because top, it's the difference between well, not really a difference, but if you get 1, 2, or 3 in the SEC, like I said, typically that means you're top in the country. So that's why I say that if you're not in the top 3, like if you're 4 or 5, that can mean that you're number 10. That could mean that you're number 6 or number 8. And I think the reason why I want this class to be good is because if you land this in 24, I think in 25 that probably sets you up for another cycle of getting great recruits in. That's what you have to do in the SEC. One class doesn't mean anything. You see, a la Jimbo Fisher, right? You need consistent top 3. Like Billy needs to land, and I think this is really for me his only inroad. It is recruiting, because we know that on field we have other guys who are really good in positions of defense and offense, right? That can make a difference in the game. Some of these guys like Kirby, now he has his defense, but he also has the players on top of that.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to get the best talent to be able to compete consistently with these elite teams. And my perspective is I think I want Florida to win championships. The only way Florida going to win championships is recruiting. And so I think you have to land 1, 2, or 3. I don't know if I'm being unreasonable.
No.
For me, and that's in the SEC, I'm saying.
We're at about like 7 or 8 right now in the country. 8, 9, 7, 8, 9.
You're 8. You're 8th in the country.
8. So I believe we should be able to go ahead and get a top 6. Because if he's a great recruiter, I think you have to be able to execute on guys like Harold Perkins. Like, just one guy can make a difference in your whole squad. You feel what I'm saying? Like a guy like Harold Perkins, like generational type linebacker. So I feel like if we can beat out LSU, I think LSU is the one program that I want to see us consistently beat out in the SEC and edge out for those guys. And we should be able to be like top 5, top 6. And I think Billy will be straight. And then, like you said, momentum later, top 3, top 4. And hopefully, compete and be able to beat Kirby Smart, have those guys that when we go into Jacksonville, have that talent. So you don't see like guys blowing through the line of scrimmage and, getting embarrassed. But that's what I hope. 24, top 6.
And remember, too, we got Oklahoma and Texas joining.
Oh my God!
Currently, right now, is the rankings. They're in front of us. So that's 2 other teams that you're gonna have to continue to worry about.
Is Oklahoma still in front of you after those 2 decommitments?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind you.
They are.
They lost like 3 people
right now.
Yeah.
We need to flip Lewis Cardinal.
We have the same amount of commits, 22 and 22. They have 2 5-stars. That's really probably what's, holding them that average. Because I look at the average player ranking too. Yeah. That's what really matters. We do have a better average player ranking, so that is a positive. You have to look at that, and that's why I would say when you look at there's 2 things you need to look at is how many players that a school has committed and the average player ranking. Because I'm telling you, sometimes if you like, for example, who is this? Texas A&M, right? Now they only have 11 commits, but their average player ranking is 92.48. According to, and I'm used 247. So that tells me that yes, they don't like it. We're probably lucky that they don't have like 20 commits signed, because if they did, it might be they're going to be another team that's in front of Florida, right? As far as based on, because they're only getting, remember they signed a lot of people last year too. So they're only signing a low probably amount of commits this year, but they have a high average player ranking, which tells me that the class is still going to be solid,
And big changes coming next year. There is no more 25. There's no cap. It's whatever you want to sign is what you sign, as long as you don't go over 85.
That's going to be very interesting. Very interesting.
So that's going to change a lot.
There's going to be a lot of fat in some of these recruiting classes. I'll say that much.
These players better perform, or the scholarships are getting pulled ASAP.
Yep.
Boy, they're going to be pulled so fast.
Yeah.
The transfer portal is going to be interesting too. for these new coaches. That's a way to build, because there's a lot of guys. I know that every one of these guys, that's what people got to remember. Just because you see a dude who you wanted or should have came to Florida, that don't mean that you probably want him right now, right? There's a reason why some of these dudes transfer, and it ain't a good reason.
Yeah, like there's one guy I'm good on that just in the transfer portal. I'm not gonna say the name, but
I already know who you're talking about.
Who? I want to know. Who you good on? I want to know. Oh.
Yep, that's.
I thought you was talking about. The other school with the spear. That's another guy there. That I heard.
No, sir. I'm doing both of them. No, sir.
Hold on.
I know on our show we said his name and people were like, "Oh no."
Nam Sakon.
There you go.
I tell y'all right now, staff ain't interested in him. They're not interested in him. But hey, I'd say I wanted Trayshawn Holden out of high school. Still want him on campus now.
Yeah, same with Christian Leary for me.
Yeah, Florida needs slot receivers, dude.
Yeah, John.
Rack up on slot receivers. I don't care what you got to do to get them. Rack up on them.
Hey, Jonathan, do me a favor, man. Send us Trayshawn Holden and Christian Leary.
I want that offensive tackle, Jonathan. How about that offensive lineman that in the portal for y'all?
He's all right. He's not gonna do nothing for you guys. Trayshawn Holden and Leary, these guys you're probably gonna be looking at. Both those guys are actually excellent talent, but the problem with those guys is that Kendrick Black, he ended up coming out at the end of the season. Kobe Prentice, Isaiah Bond. There's just not enough room on the team.
Right.
And Trayshawn Holden, those dudes have a ton of potential. It's just there's not enough room.
That's crazy, bro. We got freaking Jordan Pouncey out here catching passes.
And JoJo Earl is coming back from his injury. He's been injured all season. So
Also, where was JoJo Earl?
We got Dante. We got Dante Zander who blocks the whole game. Like a tight end that doesn't go. That's so rare in this age.
He's a
of
right
college
tackle
football.
essentially.
There you go.
No,
he literally has like, I want to say maybe 10 catches. I don't know.
Like, we don't have
but
tight ends. We have Arliss. That's it.
That's another thing about AR too. To his credit, to his defense, when you have a guy who's struggling throwing the ball, you typically get the running backs the ball and you get the tight ends the ball. And we have not done that a lot. It's been mind-boggling. But yeah. Anywho, I'm gonna shut up because we probably could go for another 2 hours if I keep talking.
Yeah, we about to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. So, y'all let everybody know where they can follow y'all and follow your podcast. Whoever wants to go first.
All right, College Football, Jonathan Lewis on YouTube, at College FB Lewis on Twitter.
For the Love of the Game podcast, Larry Gator 55 on Twitter.
Yeah, you can find us at Talking Sauce, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Talk College Football, mainly for the Gators.
All right. Great having y'all on the show. We appreciate y'all for coming on. And some of this on short notice because we definitely appreciate y'all for coming on. Definitely gonna have y'all back on again. There you go right there. And by the way, we're gonna definitely try to get y'all on our other podcast, Indisputable Evidence, as well, where that's more broader sports, just not just college football, NFL, NBA. We might throw hockey in there, we might throw baseball, might throw World Cup. We have culture also. So we'll throw all that in there. We definitely get y'all on there as well.
We ain't never talked about hockey, AB.
That we probably
hockey.
Not this year.
You guys talk about any cricket on there?
Inconsistent right now.
Man, them games be going on for 30 days, man. We can't do that.
But man, my Kings are inconsistent. They lost last night in overtime to Seattle 9-8.
I like
9-8.
I can tell you what a slashing is from the guitar slash.
The Kings waived their goaltender this morning.
WNBA
Last night. That's how
Hey, last thing before y'all go, did y'all talk about the Rose Bowl accepting the bid for the playoffs, they approved. Pete Thamel put out the tweet tonight.
About time, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Here in the show,
yeah, they accepted the bid so it could go to 12-team playoff. So,
Man,
Jonathan,
nobody care about that Rose Bowl. No, I'm fine.
hey man, I would love to go to the Rose Bowl though.
Nah, I was just playing about the Rose Bowl. They think they got this little high and mighty like game.
You know how much revenue that would have been though? They would have lost $465 million.
The Rose Bowl would have.
If they no.
I heard that number.
The college football playoff would have lost $465 million in gross revenue.
Bro, they would have picked that back up though. Like,
Because that's how much it generates. It generates almost $90 million per game. Think about that. It's a lot, bro.
I think they would have made it back up because somebody else just would have created another game, like another name.
But man,
like you would just create, like, instead of calling it the Rose Bowl, you just call it something else, and then guess what? You don't think people still gonna watch USC?
Oh no, of course.
Play like whatever.
But it's the lure, bro. Nobody, you're not gonna have that with the Titus Orange Walmart Bowl. You know what I mean? Like.
So I know. I listened to Andy Staples, and I know they were talking about it during the summer and everything, because I think they want to move their game to SoFi Stadium.
Yeah,
and
2 p.m.
Yeah, but I think they want to keep that Pasadena like 5 a.m. 5 p.m. Well, whatever time it out there, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock p.m. slot.
That was the big hang up, was the 2 p.m. kick. It was a 2 p.m. kickoff. That's what they didn't want to move from. And ESPN said they weren't having it. They said, we're not going to lock ourselves. We're not going to let one bowl control all the other bowls, essentially is what it came down to. So they told the Rose Bowl they can go shove it, and we just want to include you, and we'll take the hit and the money. Right. And I guess they ended up giving in because this just happened on Monday.
Yeah.
So
wow. That's crazy, man. I think they – because that'd have been the Rose Bowl 8 o'clock at night. That'd have been dope, bro.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to the Coliseum out there or no?
Never.
No,
it's it passed. You didn't go to it? It's fun for about 10 minutes, and then you look and you realize it's been hit by about 96 earthquakes, and the entire stadium is unstable, and you feel like you're gonna fall through the stadium half the game. Like, it's crazy, bro.
Oh no!
Like, we went to a game, and there was they have like 300 earthquakes, small ones a year out there, really, really small. But like, we actually felt it kind of move a little bit because the building has not been updated to actually take on the earthquakes yet. So you see all the cracks. They leave all that in there. Yeah.
Wow.
Playing basically.
Why they don't update it?
They can't, because if they update it, the building would literally fall apart.
Wow.
Yeah, so they said in the next 15, 20 years, they're going to have to end up closing it down and just tearing it down. So
make sure I don't visit a game there. That'd be my luck.
I know, right?
Be my luck. I'm in the game and earthquake hit, and y'all come crackling down on me.
The fault's right there. The San Andreas Fault literally runs directly beside the stadium. That's what's nuts about it.
Yeah. Oh no, I ain't going there.
Yeah, they said. Somebody else said. It was one of the Florida State fans. I think they went out there during the championship when they played Auburn that year, and they said that the stadium is shitty.
It is.
It says bad. I was like, man, but I still want to visit that, man. Yeah.
It's a cool setup. It's in the middle of you don't want to be hanging out in the neighborhoods down there. I tell you that much.
Oh, for real?
Nah, dog. I'll tell you that much right now, bro.
Hey, man,
right beside the stadium,
man, I
dude.
got these cheeseburgers, man.
Dog. I remember leaving when I left the stadium. The exit we left on directly across the street, 10 feet away from us, was the Greyhound station. And I was like, "Oh, this is some shit right here, bro."
Put it this way: when you leave the airport, the hood of Inglewood is literally right on your right side.
Bro, for real?
Yep. Yeah.
Right on your right side.
Bro,
you flew in
right
LAX?
there.
Yeah, flew out of LAX.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that close. Holy crap. That's crazy.
I've been out there one time.
Interstate, and then you look to your right, is right there.
So it's bad.
Oh,
And it's so far. It's like it's like down the road.
Was it Cheeseburger Eddie? Hey, bro. Got those cheeseburgers.
Man.
God.
You gotta protect the
Bro, you
McNuggets.
crazy, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, we about to wrap it up.
All
Mark,
right, then, fellas.
what they call you. Yeah, who got the song also?
Who does have a song?
I don't know.
Anyway, you can follow me at Marcus Davis on Twitter.
Probably yeah.
I'm talking about Gator stuff, a little bit of wrestling, and a lot of Jaguar stuff. Hey man,
You chronicling AEW every time it's on.
you damn right.
Hey Marcus, your song y'all should play BG, man. You know BG just got out of jail.
He sure did just get out.
All right. Matter of fact, I already
That's for
got
your
it.
age. That's for your time.
Put on that.
That's for your time, Marcus.
I already got it, man. Pull on that Cash Money as an army. Go ahead and drop it.
Oh,
Link that to me. Where can we follow you and all your burner accounts and suspended accounts?
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, bro. You can follow me. You can follow me at JBreezyII, and I am Breezy I as my backup. And I haven't been suspended yet. You know, we've been sucking, so I haven't really had too much to say. So yeah, bro. Yeah.
thank God for Gator Girl, man. She changing you, bro.
You're right. You're right, bro. You're right.
Changing that, bro. Hey, when you got a good woman in your life, they change you, bro. You start.
She's like, why would you tweet that? And I'm like, you know what? I think you have a good point. Let me delete it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
Dion to Colorado, by the way. I'm calling it.
But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at AceWade1, on Instagram at Ace_Wade1. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Inside_Swamp and on Instagram at Inside_Florida Athletics. With that, this has been another great episode for Jonathan, Eric, and Tim. Appreciate y'all for joining us. We're going to leave y'all as we always do. Go Gators. God bless. Take care of your mentals. Tell your loved ones you love them. Take care of your chicken. If you don't know what that means, I suggest you learn. And be safe out there. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. And Marcus, wash what else?
Wash your nasty, dirty, stinking asses.
But yeah, everybody be safe out there. And if anybody traveling to any of the games this weekend, whether it's college, NFL, be safe out there. Have fun and no more fighting in the stands. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it. But y'all be blessed out there and have a great night.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all be blessed. Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Always go Gators. And one more thing, right over left when y'all do that Gator chop now. There you go, AB.
Roll Tide, baby. Beat Georgia.